Boom, it's up. Want to say it, Darren? Go ahead.
How you guys doing? We are back with the Underground Sports Pod. It is your three favorite people in the entire world. It's me, De'Aaron Young. I got Jeffrey right here. We're actually here. I'm not on Discord. And as you can see from a undisclosed location in Georgia, we got the man that is in love with Joe Shiesty right now, hitting the gat, Austin Yelton. We are finally back. It's been way too fucking long. It's been way too fucking long, guys. And
go ahead. Yeah, I'm about to say let Austin go ahead and talk so I can try to hear it.
Oh yeah, so. Georgia, we got the man.
Okay, let's see. Let's see how.
We are diving in. We missed the entire football season, which sucks. So we didn't really get to talk about anything that happened this year. So we might just go down some old stories. We might not. We'll see. We'll figure out what we're gonna do on the fly here. But football is almost over, and depression is about to set in. We're gonna have to wait until I think the XFL is coming back this year, apparently. So hopefully that the XFL will be all right. But if not, we're gonna have to wait till the fall again. But is it already? It's damn near time to put a Joe Burrow statue out front of Paul Brown Stadium.
Why is everybody saying that? He ain't even won a Super Bowl yet, my guy.
No, yeah, I mean, so
y'all ain't even made it to the game yet.
Here's the biggest thing for me about Joe Burrow is that, like, you can ask Darren. I wish I was able to say this on a podcast, but I told Darren I was like, if the Bengals have a shot ever in my lifetime to win a Super Bowl, it's with Joe Burrow. That's before they won. That's before they won a playoff game, and that's a still. Well, okay, I'm not your average Steelers fan because. Like, yeah, I mean, I've never hated the Bengals. Obviously, the only time I cheer for the Bengals to lose is when they play the Steelers. So twice a year, I want the Bengals to lose. That's literally it. But I mean, other than that, I hate the Browns and the Ravens way more than I hate the Bengals. I mean, I honestly don't hate the Bengals. Also, like, I like LSU. There's too many LSU players on that team for me to, like, the two top guys on the team are from LSU. Like, I never want to see, like, when Jamar Chase scored 2 touchdowns against Steelers, I was like, dang, he a dog, ain't he? Now if that was, Tyler Boyd, I'd be like, bro, why they letting this shitty nigga score? I probably would start crying. But, but yeah, I love the Bengals roster. Like, obviously, I mean, every single roster, right now, the Chiefs have a lot of weaknesses. Okay, the Niners have so many weaknesses. So does the Rams. I mean, every single team has weaknesses, but it's just...
Let's dive into that. Let's dive into the only game that coming up this weekend or Sunday that is not biased by anybody in here, and that is
it is
the Rams versus the Niners in the NFC Championship game. Who do you guys like? So
the best player in the NFL is in that game. Deebo Samuel was the fucking GOAT. You hear me? He's the best of our generation. That's on me. So it is biased by me. So no. Realistically though, I really like the way Deebo Samuel's playing this year. Like, it's just unbelievable. They put him at running back. Give him a handoff. And thing is, like, now it's the point where when he's in the backfield, he's about to get the ball. And he's still getting first downs and 20-yard carries and touchdowns. So I mean, Bengals saw it firsthand. He got a rushing touchdown against them, and I think a receiving touchdown. So it's just his versatility is amazing. My thing is that y'all can say I'm crazy. I don't think Jimmy G is their quarterback next year. Honestly,
I don't think so either.
Because I'm saying, if they like,
he looked bad.
Like I'm saying, I want the Niners to win it all if they had a shot. I definitely want them to beat Kansas City. But if it's Cincinnati versus 49ers, I would love to see the Bengals get their redemption game against the Niners. But so yeah, I want to see the Niners in the Super Bowl. That's for a fact. And I feel like even if they win, Jimmy G isn't the guy. I'm not sold on him whatsoever. I feel like all their star players have to do too much. If you look at the Bengals, Joe Burrow makes it easier on every single one of those offensive players. The reason why Joe Mixon has such an amazing season is because he's now had a quarterback that took so much pressure off him. He doesn't have to get a 200-yard rushing game for them to be in the game. He can go out there and get 50 yards and they still win by 20. So, like, he takes pressure off his guys.
Sunday, I think the Niners are really good. We all know that if the Niners wouldn't have got hurt earlier this year, they would not have been a 6-seeded team coming into this playoffs. But the Rams from the top down look like the scariest roster on paper. Like,
easily.
Easily. On paper, of course, but they have too many weaknesses. Y'all know the 49ers had to beat the Rams to get into the playoffs, and they did it. So, like, that's my biggest thing. Like, that's my thing going. Okay, obviously, I know, and they were away. The Niners were away too. So, everybody's biggest thing is that oh, you know,
Hold on.
Cincinnati beat Kansas City, but they were home.
Speaking.
But at the same time, it's just like, my thing is 49ers beat them when they needed to, and they were on the road.
Now let me say this. That game was so crazy because they said that it felt like a 49ers home game because so many 49ers fans showed up, to the point where this week they implemented a rule at SoFi Stadium that if you don't live in the Los Angeles area, they will void your ticket at the gate with no refund.
Yeah.
They don't want any Niners fans showing up, so they implemented a rule that you have to be from the LA area to get into the game, just because so many fans showed up at the last game of the season to get them into the playoffs.
And my thing of why I think Debo, like, if Debo Samuel gets the MVP, I would throw ass. Like, that'd make me the most happy. I'll be more happy at that than if TJ Watt gets it. You said what?
Like the MVP?
Yeah. Obviously, he's not gonna get it, but because I'm thinking right now. I know that T.J. Watt jumped up the charts once he tied the record, so that'll probably make me the most happiest or whatever. But Debo Samuel would, like, I know he's not even in the running, but that I believe he deserves it. How many running backs have they went through this year? Their Ohio State running back hurt. Elijah Mitchell's been battling injuries all year. Their starting running back got hurt week 1, and Debo Samuel's like, you know what? I'll carry the team. He's running the ball. He has the most rushing touchdowns in history by any wide receiver.
To the point where in the playoff game, he looked at Shanahan and said, "Give me the fucking ball," and scored a touchdown.
Yeah. So it's like, I just love that. I don't know.
Play against Dallas, I think it was like 3rd and 15 or 2nd and 15, and they fucking gave him an end-around run to the right side, and almost picked up the first down, and basically single-handedly won them the game.
Yeah, exactly.
If Armstead would have, if Jimmy G would have waited till Armstead got set, they would have won that game because Jimmy G picked up the first down because of what Debo Samuel did on the run the play before.
Yep. Right, yeah. And then
he's probably the most clutchest player I've seen right now. Like, that dude in the crunch time, like, you're like, fuck, don't give Debo the ball. It's called a segue, Austin. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, no. Go ahead.
You said Debo Samuel's the clutchest player you've seen?
I said one of.
Oh,
he's definitely one up. No, here's my thing. That Cincinnati Kansas City game was probably, besides the Ravens Steeler game, the first time they played each other. To me, the number 2 games to me was the Ravens versus Steelers and then Kansas City versus Cincinnati. Those were the 2 best games of the year that, like, had me biting my nails who was going to win. So I don't know if you guys watched Steelers versus Ravens, but basically it was when, you know, Lamar got the ball with a minute left. It was 20. It was like 2013. Yeah, it was 20-13. Lamar, they drove down the field, they scored a touchdown, and Harbaugh wanted to go for 2. And they threw it to, and T.J. Watt, you know, he always bats balls. He jumped up and went to swat the ball down. It went right over his fingertips, and I guess Mark Andrews thought he hit it. So Mark Andrews reached out, and it literally bounced off the palm of his hand, and that's how Steelers won the game. So that game obviously had me sweating, and obviously everybody know about. I mean, we all know about that Bengals versus Chiefs. That was one of the best games of the year. But what was that? 2 nights ago, Bills and Chiefs was the best game I think I ever seen in my whole entire life.
Oh my God!
13 seconds left. They give Patrick Mahomes the ball back.
PSA, like, don't ever let your girlfriend say 13 seconds is never enough, because Patrick Mahomes showed that 13 seconds is plenty of time to fuck shit up.
Can we talk about the taunting, though? Can we talk about that?
The Tyreek Hill, you talking about that?
You talking about the cheerleader pom-poms?
Yeah.
Like,
No. In that game, you might have the beginning of the year, they were saying none of the taunting stuff is going to be allowed. His peace sign was done. In that game, he literally caught it like on the logo and did that long wrap around and gave him the peace and took off.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's the playoffs. They don't give a shit.
To me, it doesn't bother me because I think the taunting rule is a bullshit penalty anyways. These are grown-ass men making millions of dollars. If they get their feelings hurt, they should take it up with their therapist. But if you're going to enforce the rule, you can't pick and choose when you
exactly
call.
If
you're gonna, you can't pick and choose when. You have to consistently do it. You can't like Cassius, I forget his last name for the Bears. He was celebrating when he got the sack against the Steelers.
Yeah.
They threw a taunting flag.
Well, no. The crazy thing about that is that flag was actually really controversial because they didn't throw the flag while he was taunting. He had turned around and started walking towards the ref, and the ref stuck his butt out. He bumped into the ref, and that's when he threw the penalty. Yep. So like, I even told De'Aaron that, like, I hate it. Like, to me, as a Steelers fan, I mean, that made me hate that win because it's like, okay, first that was our first Monday Night Football game of the year, and then all that goes down.
The taunting rule, besides the taunting rule, I think shouldn't be in the NFL.
Yeah, it
shouldn't
play. Like, NFL players talk shit constantly from the first snap to the last snap. People are talking shit to each other the whole game.
Yeah, they don't care the score either.
It's a football game. So I think they should take it out completely, but you can't just pick and choose when you feel like calling.
Let's put it like this. We've all played football our whole lives, and we implement this no matter. I swear to God, we implement this everywhere. But how many times have we played a video game with each other, and the whole time we're in the fucking party, all we're doing is talking shit? Now, it could be jokes and stuff, but most of the time we're talking shit. That's just how it is. When you're doing something competitively, you're going to talk shit. Yeah. That's just how it is. So like, them trying to pity pat and give like baby the fucking game of football is fucking ridiculous because all they're gonna do is celebrate anyways. Most people, they're like, who gives a fuck about the fine? Like Tyreek Hill, he got fined $12,000 because he had the cheerleaders pom poms. Do you think that he ran into the end zone and was like, oh well, I shouldn't do it, I'm gonna get fined? No, he was like, fuck the fine, I'm gonna do it.
No, but also he was super hyped because he scored. They called a touchdown back and he scored the very next play. Yeah. But another rule that I feel like. It's like, it's weird. To me, A, it depends on the quarterback, and B, it depends how hard they get hit. The roughing the passer, I don't like, to me, it's like, ain't it like if it's more than 2 steps, it's a call? Like, I'm pretty sure, yeah. No, I'm saying, like, I hate that rule so much because it's won a lot of games this year, especially this, cause, you know, each and every team is competitive this year. Well, it was like 20-some teams going into week 15 that couldn't make the playoffs. Yeah. So it was like, this was one of the most competitive years in NFL history.
And the Eagles made it.
Yeah, and I mean, for that reason, games like that lost people opportunities to be in the playoffs. So I just hate that. Like, the play I'm thinking of certain was, okay, so Big Ben, okay, yeah, he's falls a lot more now, but he doesn't fall as often. I remember we were going against... It was actually against the Chiefs, and it was right before the Chiefs took the momentum and took off in the game. What's the rookie name? Is it Nick Bolton? Is that who it is? 54, yeah. The rookie. Yeah. He blitzed right up the middle, and Big Ben, you know, he throws in like 2 seconds they say. So he got it off. The ball was able to hit the wide receiver's hands. And then Big Ben got pushed, and because he didn't fall down and break his neck, they didn't call nothing. But I'm like. He literally ran and shoved him, and Big Ben just like stumbled for 20. I'm surprised the old man didn't fall. But it's
his knees was shaking, but he ain't collapsed.
No, you know what I'm saying like that rule. That's another rule. I feel like they pick and choose when to call. On 4th and 10, if that happened on 4th and 10, that was a call. Yeah. That was a call right then and there. But because it was 1st and 10, it wasn't a call. Like, they pick and choose with everything.
I'll put it like this: taunting should be taken out of the NFL, but Joe Mixon's never allowed to celebrate after a touchdown ever again. What the fuck is he doing? Like that man's body just like he loses control and he just like
he does. Who was that? Was that Antoine Bowden? Who used to just get in on the I remember who it was number 12 for the Ravens and he was number 12 for the Cardinals. Bolton. Yeah, it was Bowden. I knew it.
Yeah,
he used to always do that.
Joe Mixon's never allowed to celebrate.
When Joe Mix scores, it's the most entertainment.
But what makes it funny because he says he plans his touchdown celebrations before the game. Yeah. Like he knows what he's gonna do before he scores.
That's the thing. You're playing your celebrations and then you get in the end zone and like, what the fuck is this? What is this?
He forgot it. No.
I want the celebrations like the Seahawks. No. Bye. Like, come on.
No, this how it happens right here. He'll score a touchdown. He'll do the playing one. He wasn't planning on scoring more than once. So that second, he like, fuck it. He just started doing everything because he didn't expect to get in there again.
Like, no, Joe Mixon, one celebration a game, the one that you plan, that's all you get. That's it. That's it.
But do you guys want to get into like our takeaways of like our teams? Y'all want to get into that?
Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah.
So okay. So here's my biggest thing. I went to my nana's and her birthday just passed like De'Aaron's, and so we were over there. We were in Texas Roadhouse, everything, and she asked me, how do you feel about Big Ben retiring? 2 different feelings. I'm happy as hell because he is literally the reason. Like to me. You give us Joe Burrow, we're in the same spot the Bengals are damn near. You give us any other quarterback, we do 10 times better than what we did this year. I feel like Big Ben was our biggest weakness of the season. So I'm happy that he's retiring, but obviously it's sad. He's been there since 2004, and that's the last player.
He was born in 03.
Yeah, that was the last player that like was on the team that I started liking in 2009. That's the last player that was on that team that's currently in the league. Because I remember, Antonio Brown was drafted the following year. 2010, and then and he's gone.
Weird
So-
segue. I like how we go off track and then get back on track. Weird segue. Isn't it kind of weird, like when you look, like going through your years of being a fan of your team, and you look back at the old roster, and you're like, none of them fucking players are on that team no more. Most of them are out of the NFL, and you're just like, God damn, like how much the league changes year to year. Doesn't it just kind of like fuck with your head?
Last time the Bengals were in the playoffs in 2015, there's not a single player.
That's
from the
what-
2015 roster.
Right, and that's not that long ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
That's
I
6
mean,
years.
no,
That's
it's
literally
yeah.
6 years.
Well, yeah, I was about to say 2015. Like, cause on to me, I still feel like it's like 2019 for some reason. So it's longer than I thought right off the top of my head. But at the same time,
Right.
it's not like 2009 when I like it's not that bad.
Right.
It's more
just-
recent than
crazy.
that.
It fucks with my head a little bit when I go back
look-
and look at the old Eagles, and I'm like, wow, like Mike Vick ain't played in the NFL in years.
His last team was the Steelers. But anyway, no, yeah, like another thing that I remember I was saying it for a while. I was saying like I feel like the Bengals would be better, and everybody hated me for saying it. Once they got rid of the old guy, AJ Green was great and all, he needed to go. Andy Dalton, everybody look, he needed to go. To me, it just proved. Well, I mean, Marvin Lewis, I felt like he could have still be there right now. They would still be this good. But I mean, what I felt like Marvin Lewis was there, Jamar wouldn't have been drafted. Probably, he probably would have went with someone else. So it's just like. Yeah, I mean, obviously things work out the way they worked out, and the Bengals are in they're what, one of the best teams in the league now because everything that happened.
Four, I mean, you have to say top four right now, right? You got to say that.
No, but okay, so say here, I was gonna keep going Steelers thing.
Yeah.
So Big Ben, like I'm happy that he's gone because like I said, if you give us Derek Carr, we would have a 10 times better season this year. We damn sure wouldn't have tied to the Lions. And like with this whole QB debate. So now Mike Tomlin had like he kind of backtracked on what he said, which makes me feel a little better. I can sleep better at night because now he said it's completely open. Because at first he was saying we don't want no rookie quarterback. Like all we want we're either gonna start Haskins, Rudolph, or we're going for Rodgers. We're gonna give up the farm for Watson or Wilson. Basically, he didn't because he said rookie quarterbacks mean rebuild, and our roster isn't our roster is able to go play. It's not in rebuilding mode yet. Which I mean, I agree with that, but at the same time, I'm thinking like there's a lot of really good potential good quarterbacks that can come out. That would be better than Mason Rudolph. And I haven't seen Haskins play for us just yet. I mean, preseason he was good, but he had a chance against the Lions. He blew that. So it's kind of like, yeah, but also, here's my thing. I don't know if y'all seen, but what Stephen A. Smith said was the best thing I ever heard in my life. He said there's no fucking way that Mason Rudolph should start. Like, because there's Patrick Mahomes in the fucking league. Mason Rudolph next to Joe Burrow is a big difference. Mason Rudolph next to Baker Mayfield is the big difference. Mason Rudolph isn't taking your team to the playoffs. I mean, he probably would take us to the playoffs if he got carried by his team. But at the same time, like, yeah, that's not a winning quarterback.
Here's another thing.
So,
like, there's like the worst part for the Steelers is right now they're moving on from their longtime franchise quarterback in probably one of the weakest quarterback draft classes we've seen in a long time. And
sort of, kind of, yeah.
That kind of sucks. Like Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett. I forget the kid's name from Liberty that's coming out.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. No. Okay.
Don't forget that.
So here's my thing. Every single one of the quarterbacks coming out besides Sam Howell from North Carolina have a really big like mobile boost. So I feel like that's my thing. The Najee Harris got 1,000 yards, and to me he would be in second place right now. He should be if he wouldn't have got hurt in the final game of the season. He was only what? He was only 5 yards behind Mixon. So he probably would have passed up Mixon, and he was only like 40 yards behind Chubb. So if he had have played that whole entire game, the last game of the season, he would have been in second place behind Jonathan Taylor. So in rushing yards, but okay, he ended in fourth. He was a top 5 running back in the league yards wise. So I mean, like my thing, he was doing that good, and he was our only guy that could run the ball. Only guy. Our jet sweeps didn't work. We damn sure didn't have a quarterback that could run. Our backups were hot ass crack. So if we were to get a quarterback that could, like if we got like Jalen Hurts who takes some of the mobile pressure off of the running back, I feel like Najee Harris would explode even more. It's just the fact that he's the only guy that runs the ball for us, like only guy that
So
ever
when
run
you
it.
game plan going into that week, you're like, if they run the ball, 22's getting the ball.
Right,
so
yeah.
You just watch 22.
And also,
watch
Big
22.
Ben's mobility isn't even good enough for play actions anymore.
Exactly.
He's not swift enough to, come and fake it and roll back the other way. No, he's not shifty enough to do that. So, I mean, even with that concept, we need something new. So, like I said, I would, if one of the quarterbacks on our roster right now had to start, I want it to be Haskins. I mean, I don't care if he comes shits the bed. I haven't seen him play yet.
Somebody, I forget who said it, but they said on Twitter, Haskins doesn't want to play in the NFL. He just wants to collect a check and have the benefits of being a quarterback in the NFL, but he doesn't want to play.
What's the what's Stephen A. Smith's show called that they have?
First Take.
Yeah. So they interviewed Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins on First Take, and Dwayne Haskins sounded more motivated than, Mason Rudolph said, I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to play hard. I feel like I deserve the spot. He said that, but Dwayne Haskins was saying how he knows he got to go out there, put in 10 times more work, stuff like so. So he sounded motivated, but it's the laziness is the reason why he didn't start the Lions game. Because all week they said it was supposed to be him, and then before the game he was, being lackadaisical, and, Tomlin don't play that. So he's like, Rudolph, you're starting. And then we ended in a tie when our whole roster wasn't even playing. So, I mean, I was pissed at that game, but still, so it's just like me. Like I'm happy with a million things. Deontay Johnson still had some drops, but he still had a great year. He still had a 1,000-yard receiving year. I really loved his season. Juju was hurt all year, so I mean, I liked what James Washington was able to bring to the table as our third receiver. Claypool, he's just a big guy. I think Pat Freiermuth. I think now nobody can laugh at why we drafted a tight end in the second round instead of a lineman, because I think he showed himself this year. Because if you look, he was our number one target. But that was Big Ben's favorite receiver.
Y'all drafted a tight end, and Eric Ebron is now going to be on the unemployment line.
Yeah, so I love Pat Freiermuth's season this year. Like I liked all of our rookies, honestly. Trey Norwood, number 21, our safety, he played really good as a rookie. Now I feel like our weakest spots is line and corner. Those are two weakest spots. Joe Hayden, he's a really good tackler, but he's not good in coverage. And all the other guys we have, like Lane, none of those guys are ready to be number one or number two corners. They're good nickel corners and stuff like that, but they're not ready to be number one corners. So, like that's just like the perfect draft for me. Like I feel like, I don't know, because now I'm heated because, like I said, week 7 I wanted to just go ahead and lose out. Because by week 7 we were 3-4.
Yeah. So
I'm like, fuck it, we're not as good as last year. Lose out. And if we would have lost out from then on, we would be, because the number 1 pick and number 2 pick both have 3 wins, right? Jacksonville has 3 wins, so we would have been in the running to get the number 1 pick. We would have had a top 3 pick. So I mean, but obviously, Mike Tomlin has him and Big Ben have neither of them had losing seasons, so they weren't going to be fine with that. But yeah, I just hated how we did make the playoffs. I was happy that we made the playoffs because it was the craziest way possible. Nobody expected Jacksonville to beat Indianapolis. Like, nobody. Like, I was talking to people at my job, and they were saying, like, you think you guys got it? I was like, I know we can beat the Ravens. We already have. I was like, and we swept them last year, too, when they were Super Bowl contenders. So I was like, I know we can. I was like, but I doubt Jacksonville is going to even going to score a touchdown on Indianapolis.
Jeffrey had to take 3 showers that day from how much sweat he had. When the Colts lost, he started sweating. And then the fucking Steelers pulled it out, and then he was like, "Oh my God, we got it!" And then the fourth quarter of that fucking the Raiders Chargers,
it went to overtime. And the crazy part is
drenched in sweat because if they tied, they both got in. So you just had to hope somebody won.
I'm saying the crazy part is that the Raiders coach, he literally said that he was willing to tie, but the Chargers coach called that timeout, trying to give them more time left on the clock.
Yeah,
and he was like, since he called that timeout, that's why we didn't tie the game. That's why we went for the win. So, like, that was a dumb coaching decision, but I mean, anybody would do it because you're not thinking the other guy is going to let you tie.
Yeah.
But because that timeout, that got us in. But I mean, once I was like, we're going to be the 7th seed, I knew it was most likely wraps for us. But so it's just irritating because I would be really excited because I've seen on some mock drafts that Ahmad Gardner would be there at the 20th pick. If he's there, obviously pick him up. But I mean, because I think Booth is going to be drafted. That's probably going to be the first corner drafted. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of DBs that could.
Kobe Bryant from UC. They're saying he's going.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, but I've seen him go after the Steelers pick too. So I'm saying there's a lot of guys I feel like could be really good picks at the corner position. But I would probably I feel like if we gonna get a quarterback, we got to draft one in the first round. Cause I feel like I liked Ritter until the pressure got on with Ritter. Yeah. He was good all year. And then playoffs, I didn't even know who he was. So I don't want. Well, I mean, I would take Ritter over Rudolph. But say something like me, I'm really sold on Matt Corral for Ole Miss. I really like his game. I think that he could be a change. Like, he could be a big factor in any team he gets drafted to. Sam Howell, I feel like if he's there, that'd probably be the guy we pick because he's more of a pocket passer from North Carolina. But I feel like Malik Willis, whatever, from Liberty. No, he's the next Lamar Jackson. So I don't know.
They both come from UL.
Say I'm just hoping that we have a good draft. And I'm upset that we had to fall to the 20th pick. Like, so that's what I take away from the season. I think Najee Harris is going to be a top 5 running back until he retires or until he hits his wall or whatever. I think that was probably the biggest draft pick we've hit in the last couple years. I mean, besides Minka and TJ, obviously. But if I had to rank our team, yeah, it would go TJ Watt, Najee, and then Minka. I think Najee Harris is like the best player on the team, so I think we would hit big on that. And my thing is, I think he would be the clear-cut offensive rookie of the year if Jamar Chase ain't had his craziest season he's had. If Jamar Chase would have played, like, you take 400 yards off of his stats, Najee would have it. Like, I think it'd be clear-cut be Najee, but because they're in the same exact division and he's had such an amazing year and the winning record, then yeah.
So basically, if Jamar Chase didn't play the Chiefs, then Najee Harris would.
Basically, yeah. I'm saying, but basically, if he didn't explode that big in that game, Najee Harris would be the offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
And also, I remember, what was it? It was like week 14, 15, 16. Everybody was saying, Micah Parsons got him with Defensive Player of the Year. I'm sitting here like, how? What is he good at? I mean, well, he's a dog, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's just like, he's not it. He's not better than TJ.
Philadelphia Eagles snuck into the playoffs, too.
We ain't sneak shit. We was slocked before the fucking Steelers were locked. We was locked in going into the last week of the season.
In week 17 and 18 weeks, like
exactly, we clinched before that's other people.
Clinching at the end of the year.
We knew we was in the playoffs before the 49ers did. Just saying.
But you snuck in. That,
I mean,
yeah.
I know, but all right. So my takeaway from this year was I want to start at the beginning of the year when I wanted to rip Nick Sirianni's fucking head off his shoulders and fucking shit down his neck. And that was because at the beginning of the year, I got to see the Eagles roster and I got to see that running back room that we have. And I said, man, if we run the football, we could be a really good team. And the first 7 weeks of the year, the first 8 weeks going into week 9, we was 2-6. And I said, if this motherfucker don't start running the goddamn ball.
Right.
And then we started running the ball and we won 8 of the last 9 games we played.
And wasn't the Eagles the number 1 ranked running team?
Yes.
Offense, rushing offense,
and everything. Yeah, in every statistical rushing category, we was number 1. So, my takeaway from this year is I got a couple things. First off, we need to get Devontae Smith some help. We need him to get some help. He can't carry the whole team in the receiving game like he was.
No, yeah. I definitely agree with that. But I mean, what Pep O'Kenny said surprised me. He said, honestly, and this was what, week 14, 15, when he said that he would want Devontae Smith over Jamar Chase. Mm-hmm. So it was after everybody knew Jamar Chase was him. Like, what was the GOAT, right? No,
he wouldn't say that anymore after the Chiefs game. It was before the Chiefs game, but after the Chiefs game, it's Jamar Chase all the way. But before the Chiefs game, he said that he liked the physicality of Devontae Smith more than the deep ball threat of Jamar Chase.
But now, the crazy part is that, like, to me, I feel like Jalen Reagor could be a Cole Beasley. Like, I don't know. I know this might be a stretch for a lot of people.
Now hold on.
How about I say you get a Devontae Smith and then you draft you draft Drake London from USC, or you draft you draft another number 1 receiver and he becomes a star number 2 receiver. Jalen Reagor could have a sneaky 800, 900 yard receiving year.
Now, the next thing I want to get. So we need to get Devontae Smith some help. The second thing, if Jalen Reagor posts anything on any social media this offseason, it better be his retirement from the NFL. That man needs to fucking crawl in a cave and work his ass off to get better, or just don't come back. Because that was the worst fucking upset of a fucking receiving season that I've ever seen in my life. How are you on the field for 92% of the offensive snaps and get less fucking yards than the backup quarterback? I was fucking blown away.
You want to know who else did that? Than him. You want to know who else had a really underwhelming season that pissed me off? Julio Jones. Julio Jones had one of the shittiest wide receiver seasons besides regular as number 2 receiver. Technically number 1 going into the season that I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, I definitely agree on that.
I think, like, I understand that he is an NFL wide receiver, and that's why I said he needs to go somewhere, delete social media, and just don't listen to the critics, because as an Eagles fan, I can honestly say the Eagles faithful are fucking hurtful, because they will attack you and attack you. I've seen some shit. I've seen death threats to Jalen Reagor. I haven't sent them personally because, you know, that's a grown man, and, like, you know, like, that's fucked up. I don't want nobody to send me death threats, so why would I wish that on somebody else? But I've seen it. So he needs to delete his social media and just focus on getting better. Because he has the potential in him, and I see the fucking potential.
You know, the crazy
and that's what we keep talking about, is he has the fucking potential, but he won't fucking work.
And no, the crazy thing is, it sounds really repetitive, because weren't we all saying the same thing about Deontay Johnson? Yeah. All of us on here agreed that yes, he had the most yards in the AFC North as a receiver, but the drops were horrendous.
Yep.
And the thing is that he got in the lab and he worked on that. His drops were not as bad. Now he did have a few in clutch moments which sucked, but in those games I felt like he always went and made up for it. Yeah. Like that Chiefs game, he had that really terrible drop which got Chiefs the ball back to go up 21-7. So I mean, yeah, it's just like you got it. Sometimes I mean that's part of it. I mean that's for any sport. If you have an underwhelming season, you got to get in the lab and you just got to work. You know what I mean? I mean I feel like if a backup quarterback right now, if Mason Rudolph goes get in the lab and doesn't talk to anybody but his trainer all off season, he could come out better than Joe Burrow because if he puts the work in, you know what I mean?
Now
it's just all about the work.
Now the next thing I want to say is we have 3 first-round picks.
Yes, and you can hit on all of them.
Now, this is what I want to say.
But it's the Eagles drafted. But the Eagles drafted really good this year, honestly. Kenneth Gainwell was amazing.
Listen.
So,
with our first 3 picks, I want one offensive player, which needs to be a receiver, and then defense for the rest of the draft. We need to work on that Philly defense. The Philly defense has been the staple of the Philadelphia Eagles for so many years, and it's been so bad the past couple years. Now, we have our moments. I love Darius Slay to death. I would fucking hug that man for about a 15-second hug, no homo, because I love Darius Slay to death. I said no homo. I love Darius Slay, but we need to get him some help. I like Alex Singleton at linebacker, but he's a run-stopping linebacker. You've seen him against the run. He is fucking cool against the run, but when you put him into pass coverage, it's like a third grader trying to cover NFL wide receivers. It is bad.
Yeah.
We need to focus on the defense. I don't care if we sign free agents on the defense, that's fine, but defense is a first priority. And like I said, I want defense, receiver, defense, or defense, receiver, defense. We need to focus on the fucking defense.
Mm-hmm.
And the last takeaway that I want to say is Jalen Hurts is the fucking starting quarterback, and I don't want to hear no more fucking slander about Jalen Hurts, especially from the guy eating the fucking chocolate chip cookie on camera. You need to stop talking shit about Jalen Hurts.
It's just like my biggest thing. No, I was say like I have a lot of things to say about Jalen Hurts too.
I just sent a picture in the chat. Put that up on the screen real quick for me.
Okay, I got it put up.
As you can see, this right here should make any Eagles fan happy.
Right. Happy.
Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen in their first 19 starts stacked up by each other, and as you guys
he's better in every single category.
These numbers are very, very identical, and actually he's better in a lot of categories.
I mean,
so
every
single one.
Every category he's better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's better in every single one.
This is good news, but Jalen Hurts has got to continue on this path. One thing I can say about Jalen Hurts is he's never gotten worse. From his freshman year to his senior year in college, he continuously got better every year. And then from his rookie year to his sophomore year, he's gotten better in the NFL.
And you can tell in his post-game interviews. You can tell in his interviews because they ask him, "What do we just got to take it one step at a time. You got to get 1% better every day." That's my favorite quote from Jalen Hurts. 1% every day. You got to get 1% better because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. So 1% better every day. I fucking love that quote and I'll never forget it.
But So Jalen's look good. Here's my problem right now. The Philadelphia Eagles, I don't think, are sold on Jalen Hurts, and I really don't understand it, and it's really going to hurt him. It doesn't seem to me that Nick Sirianni wants Jalen Hurts to be his franchise quarterback. It doesn't seem like that to me.
You got it in reverse order. Nick Sirianni likes Jalen Hurts. The guy that I can't fucking stand, Howie fucking... I don't even want to say his last name. Fuck Howie, get rid of him. Fuck him. Get rid of Howie! That's the guy that doesn't like Jalen Hurts.
I don't think Nick Sirianni really likes him either because it doesn't... But Nick Sirianni kind of doesn't seem like he knows what he's talking about anyways.
Exactly.
But
no.
if you can't give a player no confidence in your organization and then expect them to succeed, Exhibit A, Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins don't want Tua. I don't know why. They don't want. It doesn't seem like they want him, and it shows on the football field.
Injuries.
And it's going to start to show with Jalen Hurts. I hope it doesn't kill him. I told you guys, as much as shit as I talk, I told you guys that I hoped that Jalen Hurts had a good career because I like Jalen Hurts. He got fucked over at Alabama, got a spot taken by Tua, had to transfer to Oklahoma to save his career.
Yeah, he did just that.
And did just that.
Yeah, everybody said he was a fifth-round talent coming out of college.
Him and CeeDee Lamb, that 1-2 punch, literally. Number one, number two was the best duo in college at that point, in my opinion.
And then he gets drafted in the second round,
Yeah,
even though everybody said he wasn't going until the fifth.
Right?
Everybody's like, why the fuck did Philadelphia take quarterback? They're stupid. Like, everything.
Not everybody. Remember that?
Okay, all the media.
Yeah.
Why did you take quarterback? You're stupid. You have Carson Wentz, you idiot, stuff like that. Everything around Jalen Hurts' football career ever since his freshman year at Alabama has been a lot of stressful shit. And he hasn't had really any solid material. And if Philadelphia doesn't buy all the way in, it is going to kill his career. And at least in Philadelphia, it's going to kill his career.
You know what's crazy?
Because they won't buy into him, and I don't know why. He showed them that they need to.
I know what it is. It's Philadelphia in general. Because it's in my opinion, same thing with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has been he's been deep. He's been no. I'm saying he's been first team all defense. No, I'm saying he's been first team all defense. I mean, he literally does it all. And everyone say he's being a pussy artist for not playing. He's not doing it because his quotes is this: "My team gave up on me in the biggest stage that you could be on. The Eastern Conference Finals is the biggest stage Philadelphia's been on since Allen Iverson. Mm-hmm. And they gave up on their starting point guard, their best defender, their high motor, their do-it-all guy. That's like the Warriors giving up on Draymond Green. No, they would never do that. Like, Draymond Green could be out there going 1 for 9 from 3, and Steve Kerr's gonna tell him keep pulling them. Like you know how to, so that's why he wants out. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's a Philadelphia thing because it's like you have something right in front of you, and they're not buying in. But at the same time, I mean, you can blame them, but you can't. It's like what they did to Carson Wentz was kind of crazy at the same time because Carson Wentz at that point that was his team. He got hurt, but he just led them to an amazing season. They won a ring, okay, and then they drafted a quarterback in the second round. And then he gets snaked out the door, so Jalen Hurts plays. So at the same time, they're not so because they want a ring again because they felt like if Carson Wentz could get us one, he can get us more.
Nick Foles got us one.
Well, I'm saying Carson. Yeah, I'm saying Nick Foles won it, but Carson Wentz got you in the door.
I know.
If Nick Foles started all year, y'all probably wouldn't have been in that position.
Nah, I know. I had to say it.
So saying all that to say this about the Philadelphia Eagles, their future looks bright.
Mm-hmm.
But, and mark my words on today's date, do not be shocked that come April, the Philadelphia Eagles draft a quarterback in the NFL draft. Don't be shocked.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be shocked because it's the Eagles and we do dumb shit all the time. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm used to it at this point.
Here's my biggest thing about
draft a kicker in the first round. I wouldn't be shocked.
He was saying he loves Darius Slay, stuff like that. To me, I think Darius Slay has hit his peak. I think it's to the point where it's what the Patriots should have did with Gilmore.
Hold on,
trading.
Why?
No. I'm saying because
why? I want to know.
When I watch Darius Slay play, he's not a top 10 corner. that the Eagles base him to be. He's not.
He's literally the best man coverage corner in the NFL.
Right, but no. But
Gives
also
up
he
the
doesn't.
least amount of yards in
He had a
coverage.
great season, Jeffrey.
No,
3 touchdowns in 1 year.
Yes, once again, like Mike said last year, Big Ben should have went out on a fucking high instead of coming back this year. Okay, they need to get rid of Slayton while he's at his peak. He need Slay while he's at his peak so they can get more for help on defense. And my one thing is, Diggs is not him. Okay, if you think Trevon Diggs is a beast, you sucking dick. Because he gives up all the yards I've ever seen in my life. He got burnt by Kendrick Bourne, okay?
He plays for the fucking Cowboys.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Cowboys got some dogs. CeeDee Lamb is better than, like, he's that guy.
Cowboys.
Okay?
Cowboys.
But I'm saying, like, Trevon Diggs is not good. Like, that's the thing about Xavier Howard, what was that, last season? He gave up hella yards, but he led the league in interceptions. So everybody was like, oh my God, he's a beast.
93 on Madden?
No, they throw it to him every single play because he sucks and he lucks up and he gets the ball thrown at him a ton. Like,
hey, what we used to do in Madden when we created our DBs, you bait them into the picks because they wouldn't throw it our way because we actually played good coverage. So what you got to do is, if you want to get the most picks in the NFL, is give up 70, 75-yard touchdowns every other play, and then they'll keep throwing it your way, and then you'll catch a pick every now and again, and then you'll be the best player in the NFL.
I saw this one stat. You know how, like, it was like for 7 weeks in a row he had a pick in every single game. It was like for like 5 out of those 7 games he also gave up 100 yards.
Yeah.
Oh my! Like, that's not good.
He was out here looking like a starting quarterback.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that just...
He had hella passing yards. He would give up touchdowns.
So sometimes the media know what they're talking about, and other times they don't.
So to wrap up my whole soliloquy there on the Eagles is your best bet is to buy into Jalen Hurts. I just don't know if the Eagles are going to do it.
Yeah.
Now, on to me.
I had one more little bullet point. The last bullet point that I was going to say is Kenneth Gainwell was shockingly good this year. Now, I know I talked about him a lot in the podcast before, and I was like, this guy's going to be good. But he still even shocked me. That man played some electric football.
Yeah.
So I just want you guys to give him his dues real quick and just give him a little clap.
I think on this podcast, I think on this podcast, well, to us at least, the Pat Fryermuth was probably the most shocking to everybody. Yeah. Because here's my thing. Y'all remember what I said? I said that I wanted the Bengals, as a Steelers fan, to draft Penei Sewell or even Kyle Pitts more than I wanted them to draft Jamar Chase, because I said Jamar Chase will be the best thing for them. Yep. Did I not say that? Yep. I would rather them draft Penei because I didn't want to have to worry about going against Jamar Chase twice a year. And then they drafted him, and then it proves that's what happened. Now Penei Sewell had ups and downs all year, but I mean, to me, it was the team he was on. Okay, like if he was on Cincinnati, he probably would have had a better year. Okay, Kyle Pitts. He was not utilized the way he was supposed to, and what did he have? Did he have 1,000-yard receiving, or he was damn near at 1,000?
At the first 6 weeks, they didn't know. Kyle Pitts, he had over 1,000.
Yeah. He had over 1,000, and he was not utilized at all. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his utilization was about right here. You know, it wasn't up here. Like, I mean, you know, all the other tight ends in the league, he barely gets utilized. So
can we talk about all those tight ends in the NFC? Like, I like Kyle Pitts, and I have no disrespect to Kyle Pitts, but how do you make the Pro Bowl with 1 receiving touchdown?
Right. Because he's a rookie and had over 1,000 yards. That's how.
How did Stephon Diggs make it over Deontay Johnson? Deontay Johnson had everything more than him.
How did Jesse Bates not make it? We can talk about this all day.
Yeah.
What?
How did Jesse Bates not make the Pro Bowl?
It was like...
Well, I mean, Joe Burrow didn't make the Pro Bowl either.
No. Okay, wait. Yeah, that was wild to me too. But no, I'm saying, to me, the most shocking was Stephon Diggs and Deontay Johnson been over Stephon Diggs. He had more receptions, more yards, more touchdowns. He had everything over Stephon Diggs, but because Stephon Diggs is on a bet, even though we beat the Bills this year, okay?
Trayvon Diggs made the Pro Bowl.
There's
the argument right there. There's the argument right there. It's a popularity contest.
Because they're going to guard each other. And everybody's going to love that story.
The difference between what to my review on the season compared to these two reviews on the season is my team still playing.
Right?
This is a.
I'm saying,
this isn't a great.
It was the same thing at week 18, 17 last year. My team was ready for the playoffs. Y'all's were done.
This is Austin's wet dream of a season.
No. But it's going to be harder for him because his team, once again, like you said, they're still playing. So he can't give overall whole season because they're still... Because literally, this Saturday, Jamar Chase can drop 8, knock on wood, drop 8 passes. He's like, you know what? Under the biggest pressure, Jamar Chase suck ass. You know, like, you don't know yet. Like, you know? But, yeah, it's harder for him because they're still playing.
As a whole, we'll go just regular season. One, I was wrong, and Jamar Chase was the pick. Penei Sewell, he had a good year. I think they said Pro Football Focus had him the best right tackles after Week 8 out of anybody in the NFL.
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, you wouldn't have missed on that pick. It's just Jamar Chase was him, you know?
Jamar Chase was the pick. There's no debate about it. He was the pick. 2, Joe Burrow is not the next Tom Brady because I don't think there is going to be a next Tom Brady. Joe Burrow is the next Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is a top 3 quarterback in the AFC.
You said Burrow? That's not his name. It's Joe Burrow.
It's Joe Burrow.
You feel me?
Definitely top 4. I would say top 3 quarterback in the AFC.
Yeah,
right
of course.
Now,
he definitely should have been a Pro Bowl.
That is needed with this team. Joe Mixon, great season. Finally made it to his first Pro Bowl. He's only 25 years old, and he's been in the league, I think, for 4 years now.
And it still has yet to finish without 1,000 rushing yards. Just
no. Here's nothing. What made this season so great because he said it. He said it best. He said his biggest problem in his career. He said he talked to Todd Gurley in the offseason was he would get the yards. He just wasn't scoring the touchdowns.
Yeah.
And this year he did both. He got the yards again, and he got in the end zone a lot more this season.
And they got a good blocker for him, Jamar Chase.
Yeah, Jamar Chase can block his ass off too.
Yeah.
So here's my positive. That's my positives on the year. Way exceeded expectations. Joe Burrow led us to the first playoff win in 31 years. The first road playoff win in franchise history. We never won a road game in the playoffs. Check that box. It's already gone. We're in the AFC Championship for the first time in 32 years. That snaps the second longest streak ever active in all 4 major sports. Now that streak is held by the Detroit Lions on both playoff drought and AFC Championship drought. Those get set down to 0. If we go into Sunday and we lose, this has been the greatest season that I've ever saw in my entire life as a Cincinnati Bengals fan, and Joe Burrow has nothing to prove to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
He has more playoff wins. Joe Burrow has more playoff wins than everybody in his division and everybody in the AFC besides Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and I think there's more, but I can't think off the top of my head who they are. Joe Burrow has 2 playoff wins. Baker has 1. Lamar has 1. Derek Carr has 0. I'm trying to think of other AFC.
He has the same amount of playoff wins as Matthew Stafford.
Carson Wentz has 0.
Herbert has 0.
Who?
Herbert.
Hair Bear.
Yeah, just Herbert has 0. Joe Burrow is going to be a future MVP in the league. He's already in MVP conversations this year, but he's not. I don't think he deserves the MVP this year. He had too many interceptions. I think there was other people that deserves it, but he's going to be in the MVP conversation, and he will win an MVP. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. You don't know. Depends on how the years go. Jamar Chase is a fucking stud. This kid makes plays in the most non-makeable play situations I've ever seen. In the fucking divisional round, they threw him a fucking screen pass, and he took the damn thing 57 yards and almost housed it. If Tyler Boyd would have been faster and would have made that block, he would have took it to the crib.
Right.
That's crazy that you catch a screen pass, you break one tackle, and take 57 yards.
The only thing about Jamar Chase that was not nothing with him is I felt like when T. Higgins came back from his injury, besides the Chiefs game, Jamar Chase, like his usage went down obviously because I feel like T. Higgins became number 1 guy. I felt like he was the number 1 receiver, and then that's what made Jamar Chase have those big crazy plays because of his athleticism. But like same time, because like my thing is that I put Waddle over Devontae Smith. I'm sorry, because Waddle was another amazing season. And honestly, what a lot of people say is that Jamar Chase had the first half of the season, Waddle had the second half. But once again, that Chiefs game doesn't make it look as bad. But the first half of the season was all Jamar, which was pre-T. Higgins. Then the second half was with T. Higgins. And then that was all Waddle. So I'm saying, like, to me...
what helped Waddle was that season-ending injury to Devontae Parker. Then they had to start using him more.
Jamar is definitely the number 1 targeted receiver on the team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The playoff game, I want to say, against the Raiders in the wild card round, Joe Burrow's first 8 passes were all targeted at Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
He threw it to Jamar.
Yeah.
Like
What
8
Jeffrey
straight
was
times.
saying though was when T Higgins got back in the most respectful, and because they figured it out obviously, but in the most respectful way possible, it was kind of too many hands in the cookie jar. You know, you had so many other options now with T Higgins coming back that Jamar Chase's, you know, he didn't get the ball as much because you have that extra option in T Higgins because T Higgins is fucking T Higgins.
Okay, and that's like, I felt like red zone time was not Chase at all.
Yeah.
It was all Higgins and Boyd and Mixon. I feel like Jamar Chase honestly didn't touch the ball as much in the red zone at all. But yeah, so that's the only thing I feel like. You know what I'm saying? His usage went down in that sense. But
Right.
pre-Higgins, he was getting everything. Like, it didn't matter where you were on the field, where Chase. Like, Joe Burrow even said it. He said he just throws up. Chase gonna get us. He's down there somewhere.
Yeah, he's not,
Right.
the number
Well,
one's there.
back to what I was saying too. The scariest thing for
I got my Joe Burrows.
especially what?
I got my Joe Burrow shades. Come on.
No, you actually did get them.
Come on. Now, these purple tinted, his was red, but come on.
But so here's the
You
scariest.
just
thing
upset a lot of
definitely
Steelers fans. No, I'm playing.
I don't care. Joe Burrow, a dog.
The scariest thing for the AFC North, besides the Bengals and a lot of the other AFC teams, is Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, and who am I forgetting? Mixon, Burrow. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. All 4 of those are already locked up for 3 to 4 more years before we even have to worry about a contract extension for any of those players.
Yeah. No, I
We
thought
got Joe for 3, we got T for 3, we got Mixon for 4, and we got Jamar for 4.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd we still got for 2.
2.
And then all of our defensive players are locked up. Logan Wilson we still got for 3 more years. The only defensive player we got to re-sign is Jesse Bates. Everybody else is already under contract for multiple years.
Yeah.
So we
Shout
are
out Mike
going
Hill.
to be a good team for a while. Here's what we need to do. 1, O-line. We need to invest in our offensive line. You can't give up 9 sacks in a playoff game. And
Now
win
they're
every
trending
time.
in the right direction. They're trending in the right direction. That signing with Riley Reef, he got hurt, and I think he's still hurt. Right? He's still injured. So like when Riley Reef is playing, the sacks go down. Like you can obviously see that Riley Reef is a better tackle and is probably the best O lineman you guys have. So you're trending in the right direction. Who's the best O lineman in Cincy then?
Jordan Williams was great. Was really good all year. He wasn't great. Quentin Spain is Pro Football Focus 3rd best guard in the National Football League.
Okay. So Quentin Spain, Riley Reef, they're both on the left side though, right?
Yeah.
So it's that right side that needs addressed. So they're trending in the right direction. I do want to give Cincy credit. They are trending in the right direction with it. It's just fixing it and making the tweaks.
So after this season, let's just say, you know what? I'm not going to make a prediction about the AFC Championship game. So, off season, we need to sign offensive line. Teron Armstead, New Orleans Saints left tackle, is a free agent. Would be a very unbelievable
He ain't
pickup
going to
for the
Cincy.
Cincinnati Bengals.
He ain't
What?
going to Cincy.
Okay, yeah. I definitely no. I
You
mean,
don't have an indoor practice facility. He likes warm.
We have the 3rd most salary cap room out of any team in the NFL. We have the 3rd most money to spend, and we just made it to the AFC Championship game. We're a winner.
Okay, but
Why
you
would
guys
create this
get
opportunity?
concession stand food and don't have an indoor practice facility, and it's cold as fuck. Where he's been playing in New Orleans his whole time. He don't want the cold.
he's at the point in his career where he wants to win, so I don't think he cares.
I'm about to say, yeah. If a team offers you 4 years, $80 million in Detroit, where you're going to lose 10 games a year, but you're playing in a dome all year, or 4 years, $80 million in Cincinnati, where you're going to play outside, but you're going to compete for a Super Bowl, you're going to take the Detroit offer. You can take the Cincinnati offer.
Right.
But as I was saying,
You guys could get him over Detroit, but he's going to like L.A.
You think LA got the money?
LA ain't got no money. Their money's gone.
Not the Rams, the
We have
Chargers.
the 3rd most money. Okay.
Their
Back to
money
what I
is
was
low
saying.
too.
We got to
Not as low.
first 3 moves that Duke Tobin needs to do immediately, day 1 after the season's over. Extend Jesse Bates, give him his contract, Extend Quentin Spain, give him his contract. Extend CJ Uzama, give him his contract. Everybody else can walk.
CJ Uzama needs a new tattoo.
I like Eli Apple, but he's very too inconsistent. If we let him walk out,
he was trash at Ohio State. I'm sorry, bro. He was butt.
What?
He was booty at Ohio State too. Bro.
Hey, Eli Apple made the play to send us to AFC.
He did. That was an amazing play, but he's like you said, he's so inconsistent
that
it's like
clock is right really twice a day.
I like Eli Apple. He's the funniest follow on Twitter.
No. What he said about New Orleans was the dumbest thing ever. Because literally, if you look up his name on YouTube, there's not one. It's not one highlight tape. It's literally the first video that pops up says Eli Apple getting burnt compilation.
Look,
like I said, Austin, a broken clock is right twice a day. You know, a broken clock's right twice a day. So he's ass, but you gonna have your moments.
Well, I mean, he's a starting corner in NFL, so he's not ass, but at the same time, he's not the best.
Trevon Diggs ain't ass either. You know, it's just pick and choose.
Eli Apple played like a pretty good number
JV
2
player.
corner. He played like a pretty good number 2 corner all year.
Yeah.
But check plus for the Mike Hilton signing. Mike Hilton has been fucking unbelievable for the Cincinnati.
He was like salt coming out of Jeffrey's mouth, but he's giving him the credit.
No. I'm saying because what the first. Look, he didn't start getting the amount of playing time he's getting for the Bengals until after we got our first loss. Mike Hilton when he didn't play that much for us until we started losing at the end, and then he came in and he was doing the same thing for us, and he was even playing really good in our playoff game. But yeah, so he didn't play that much for us. But he's a dog.
The best part about Mike Hilton is he's guaranteed to make a play blitzing coming off the edge as a cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
If he's blitzing, he's going to make a play. Case in point, you're fucking first and goal from the 2 or 3 yard line, and Ryan Tannehill throws a screen pass. He's blitzing off the edge, stops blitzing, jumps in the air, bats the ball in the air, and picks the son of a bitch off.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have the getaway speed to score.
Yeah, he should have.
Let me find out that man got hawked by Ryan Tannehill. Let me find out.
But he'll be a losing check plus. That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great.
No, I said that. I knew he was gonna be a dog.
Yeah, I wasn't too high on the signing when it was made. Now,
No, yeah. I remember the only comment I think I made about the cornerback core is I said that William Jackson should not have walked for those two. But now I would take those two over him now anyway. So I mean that's the only thing I think I said. But yeah, they were good signings.
Right, Trey Henderson, great signing.
Yeah, that was the best one. That's probably the best of the year.
Another thing here about Teron Armstead, New Orleans Saints. You know we have Von Bell who used to play in New Orleans, and Trey Hendrickson who used to play in New Orleans, and Eli Apple that used to play in New Orleans. And they may have his number still, but
can I just say 2 of the 3 he just said are Buckeyes?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So if we re-sign those 3 guys I was telling you about, maybe a few here and there. Invest in the offensive line. We need linebacker depth badly. We had a lot of injuries at linebacker this year. Jermaine Pratt, I am a fan of Jermaine Pratt.
In the run game.
He caught the pick to win us the first divisional.
He's kind of an Eli Apple to me. He's kind of a guy that he can go out there, he can have a humongous game, and he'll go out there and he shouldn't be on the field right now. He's just
Jermaine Pratt.
He reminds me of Alex Singleton.
Support linebacker.
I mean, Steelers got one of those too.
Guy. I like Logan Wilson, but Logan Wilson's a sideline to sideline. He's a 100-tackle guy. He's a great linebacker for us.
He's good in pass coverage. I mean, he does it all. Yeah.
We need somebody that's going to pick up the tight end. We still get burnt really badly against the tight end. We need a coverage linebacker. That's why, actually, what we should do, and I keep telling my dad this all the time, and I really think the Bengals should do this. We need to go out and sign a safety. What?
Logan Wilson had 5 interceptions this year. He can cover.
I know. He can cover, but he can't cover a tight end.
I'll give you that one. He's a good zone linebacker. He's really good in zone coverage. I'll give you that.
George Kittle had 160 receiving yards.
I'll concede on that one. If he's made
George
up
Kittle had a catch of the year.
Yeah.
He had the catch of the year against the Bengals. He literally laid all the way out, broke his back, and made a grab against the Bengals.
I'll give you that one. In man coverage on a linebacker, Logan Wilson's not great. But what I want you to do say is, in zone coverage, Logan Wilson's a top coverage linebacker.
But and my thing, I think.
But he can't cover a
And
tight end.
But is this what you about to say, Austin?
Almost single-handed. Darren Waller almost single-handedly beat us in the wild card round.
I know. I see what you're saying.
But, no.
You gotta cover a tight end.
I got a question. Is this what you about to say? Because one thing I've noticed about the Chiefs, Tyrann Mathieu 90% of the time is on the tight end. 90% of the time he's going tight ends. So I'm saying if you guys play Chiefs, if Jesse Bates' job all game is Travis Kelce, that could be a ball game right there.
But you need Jesse Bates deep.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But
we need to do.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
this solves a lot of issues for us. We go out in free agency and we need to sign a safety, a very good coverage safety. I don't know. I haven't looked at the list a lot to see who's out there at safety that's really good at coverage. What?
There's one guy, and you might say I don't know, but in my eyes, I feel like it'd be a good signing. Maybe instead of Teron Armstead, Jordan Poyer is on his last year in Buffalo.
Well,
he's a tackle.
He's McNair. We got
he's good. He is good.
$1 to spend in the offseason.
I know, but I'm saying Teron Armstead's gonna cost a lot of money. So Jordan Poyer, he just went to a Pro Bowl. He's gonna get more now. He's getting a bigger contract now.
Teron Armstead is like a top 5 tackle.
Right, so he's gonna cost a lot of money.
Him over Poyer, but what I was saying,
that's fair.
We go out and this is what the Bengals need to do, and I think this could solve a lot of problems. We go out, get a good coverage safety, take Von Bell, put him at outside linebacker to cover out running backs coming out of the backfield, cover tight ends, and Von Bell's going to make a play in the run game. He's a run support safety. He's big enough. You can move him into the box. We bring in a coverage safety. That way we don't get cooked over top. I love Von Bell. He made a great play on Tyreek Hill in the Kansas City Chiefs game to break up the pass before halftime, but a lot of times Von Bell gets left in the dust in the coverage game.
So what you're saying, Austin, is you want the Bengals to switch to a 4-2-5 base defense to where you have that fifth DB in Von Bell to cover the tight end and you just run with 2 linebackers?
No. We still run a 4-3, but Von Bell wouldn't play safety. He would just play linebacker.
What's the
I see what you're saying.
What's the safety? I think he was in Atlanta and now he's a linebacker for the Cowboys, and he played for Florida, and he had the big hit on Derrick Henry. He was number 42.
Yeah, what's his
name? Keanu, something like that.
Keanu Neal.
Yeah, him. Yeah, he was a safety last season. Just got signed to the Cowboys, and he's left outside linebacker. So I mean, you could do something like that. That's basically what he's talking about. Yeah.
I thought what you were saying was take a linebacker out and make Von Bell in, but make Von Bell play that linebacker role. So. Yeah. I thought you were saying a 4-2-5. That's on me.
That gives us that coverage spot that we need because I want Von Bell on the field because Von Bell is going to make a play.
Yeah, and also he has a C on his jersey for a reason, by the way. Yeah, he's a captain on the team for a reason. He's a damn good player. Juju know that.
He gets in a lot of dangerous situations playing safety.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of times when there's a deep pass and we're like, where the fuck is Von Bell? Why is he not here making this play? So
he's not as bad as Sorensen though for the Chiefs. It's a little bit of compilation of Tyrann Mathieu going like this at Sorensen for giving up a big play. So no, but okay. So back on the point when Austin was naming, this is what I thought you were gonna say because I saw it for the Steelers. This was last season, but it still kind of goes with this season. So literally, like every single one of the top guys on our team besides T.J. Watt is 25 or younger.
Right.
So you have Najee, Chase, Pat Freiermuth. Deontay Johnson, Juju, let me see, it's Minka Fitzpatrick is 25, and then Trey Norwood, I count him in there, but then TJ Watt's 27. So it's like literally, and then Big Ben, he was good last year.
Watt's still playing in the peak of his career.
And Cameron Hayward is our 2 Pro Bowlers are older than 25, but our future Pro Bowlers are younger, pretty much, right.
But the Bengals.
The same thing with all 3 of our teams. All 3 of our teams have really young cores, and they're good. Yeah.
We have the quarterback of the future. We have a swag quarterback that's gonna exude confidence. He's gonna give you that kind of confidence where even if you're not playing well, you're gonna feel like you're playing well because if you
that's what I was saying earlier.
If you watch that press conference when we beat Vegas in the wild card round, you would have thought we won by 35 points. He was in there, swagged the fuck up, and just carried that extra step.
Yeah, but to me, to me, it's not even just his mentality. It's just the fact that the reason why I was saying at the beginning when it comes to Jimmy G and Joe Burrow, the reason why I think Jimmy G is out of a job because I feel like his stars have to strain. Like, I feel like Deebo Samuel has the biggest, besides Jonathan Taylor, probably has the biggest, and Najee has the biggest workload in the NFL. He does. And if you have Joe Burrow in the 49ers jersey, he wouldn't have to. They wouldn't have to run the ball, honestly. If you think about it, you know what I mean? So it's like, basically, Joe Burrow, the run game works so well because the pass game is working really well. The pass game, you could put any receiver, you could put Joe Burrow on the Houston Texans. And I think they had a shot because he makes his receivers, his tight end, like, okay, once again, CJ Uzomah, I mean, once again, I haven't really noticed him until this season. He had an amazing season this year. And because Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow makes everybody better.
I know a tattoo artist, he needs to get that fucking butterfly covered up. That is the dumbest tattoo. That man, he has the deepest voice, the fucking muscular body, and has a fucking butterfly on his tricep. Yeah, he needs that covered.
Like, honestly, right now, I feel like if after the off season is over, so I'm talking draft and free agency, if the Steelers if we find our quarterback for the future, I think we're in the same exact position as the Bengals would be. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying our quarterback is going to be the same talent as Joe Burrow. I'm saying, like, I would feel more confident about my team if we do have a quarterback for the future. Like my thing is, I don't know if you guys seen it, but literally I was rooting for the Packers to lose because everybody's saying that if the Packers don't make it far, Aaron Rodgers is going to leave, and everybody's putting him in Steelers uniforms. Everybody's swearing up and down he's going to be a Steeler. I don't want that. Don't get me wrong. He goes to Steelers. We'll probably be Super Bowl contention for 2 years. But guess what? Now we're right back where we are right here today. 2 years from now when he retires, we're right back where we are right now. Instead of getting us a young guy that can build with our team and make our team better, and we can be in the running for at least 5 years.
Well, hold on, Jeffrey.
You know
whose contract's coming up in 2 years?
Who?
Thomas Brady. So just sign him.
Hell no.
Just keep signing old as fuck quarterbacks.
You know what I'm saying? Like
all right.
It's so many guys are trying to, because when Mike Tomlin made that statement saying he doesn't want a rookie quarterback, I saw a whole lot of Deshaun Watsons. Aaron Rodgers was probably the most popular, and then I even saw Russell Wilson. But like I said, all the guys I named that were 25 or younger, including T.J. Watt and Cameron, if we gave up one of them for Russell Wilson, I would no longer be a Steelers fan. And I feel like that's what you would obviously have to give up to get a guy like Russell Wilson, you know? And I don't think it's worth it.
The asking price is
all right,
fine.
so
we got to address the elephant in the room. We got to address
what?
We got to address the elephant in the room real quick. So a huge NFL career is coming to an end. There's actually two. I'll bring up the first one and then the second one. The biggest one, the greatest backup quarterback of all time, Ryan Fitzpatrick. It said he's hanging it up. And I just want to address that.
Since you brought that BS up, somebody that we honestly haven't talked about yet, and we've never even said his name on this podcast, which he's the best receiver in football, Cooper Kupp. He needs his respect. We've never talked about him, and today, I could have sworn we were going to bring him up. Cooper Kupp is him. And my thing is, what about Stafford? Why is Stafford getting talking about, bro, Megatron was good, but guess who his quarterback was? Stafford. And now Cooper Kupp all of a sudden is amazing. Who's the quarterback? Can Stafford get respect? Now, I hope Stafford shits the bed and the Niners win, but at the same time, Stafford needs respect.
In one of the first couple podcasts we did.
Yeah, with the trade, yeah.
We were talking about the free agency. I said Matthew Stafford's the most important free agent right now for a team.
Yeah, then they traded him before he even had a chance to be a free agent.
Yeah, I knew Matthew Stafford was the most valuable person out there for people to go and put on their team because Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see. He's in the NFC Championship game right now.
He has that
to put them there.
He has that Joe Burrow mindset in which that he's going to give it all for you and he expects you to give it all for him. I mean, we've seen the dislocated shoulder and he still threw the touchdown pass. What quarterback is going to have a dislocated shoulder? Like, I can still throw the ball. I got you guys. One more play is fine with me.
Baker Mayfield's like that because Baker Mayfield had 100 things wrong with him this season. He still stuck to sit out. I'll give him his credit for that. But another thing about that Rams team is, weren't we all saying that Odell was wasting his time in Cleveland, wasting his prime talent? And I'm pretty sure, I think it was Dre saying that he don't think he's even in his prime anymore. And then he gets traded, he gets, all this stuff happened. He ends up on the Rams, and he's looking like he did in his prime. But obviously, he's not looking as good because he's not the number one receiver.
Yeah, because he's not.
But once again, I was like, Robert Woods getting hurt was the perfect thing for him. Perfect.
I am in a comfortable mind and body and sound mind to state Baker was the problem. Baker was the problem.
Of course.
Between Odell and him. And I mean, Baker was a problem in a lot of areas. Cough, cough.
But the injuries,
You seen Jarvis Landry kind of peek that head out a little bit, like, "Hey, motherfuckers, like, I need to get the fuck up out of here because Baker is the problem. Baker's definitely the problem."
And they said that Baker might have played his last game in Cleveland because remember he still hasn't signed a deal.
Right? Believe it or not,
this is my
there's two terrible quarterbacks I would take over Mason Rudolph. Drew Lock. I would take Drew Lock over Mason Rudolph. And Baker Mayfield, unfortunately, over Mason Rudolph. And here's nothing. You know who I really want? I want the backup quarterback for the Ravens. He would be the best fit for us.
Huntley.
Snoop. Tyler Huntley would be the best fucking fit. He's a dog.
I love Tyler Huntley.
Let me roll real quick. So here's my take on that. So Baker Mayfield contract. I think his contract's up now. Right?
Yeah. He hadn't signed a deal, so everybody's saying he's out the door. Adios.
He was supposed to re-sign at the beginning of the season. He held out because he wanted more money, and then he had the season that he just had.
Okay. So here's the problem with the Baker Mayfield situation. If you go with the top 5 quarterbacks in the AFC, you have obviously Pat Mahomes at 1. You can say I would say Pat Mahomes 1, Josh Allen 2, Joe Burrow 3, Lamar Jackson 4, and I probably would put Justin Herbert 5.
I got Justin Herbert over Lamar. I ain't gonna lie. My fault.
The only reason is Justin Herbert hasn't played the playoff game. That's why I will not put him.
Lamar Jackson ain't even that good in the playoffs. Has Lamar won a playoff game?
Yeah, won.
Yes, they beat the Titans last year.
Yeah, they did beat the Titans last year.
So, here's my situation in that. You look at all those quarterbacks. Baker's not on that level, but there's nobody else out there on that level. So Baker is just good enough to get that contract and to be the Browns guy for the future. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Baker's never going to take the Browns to the Super Bowl. Baker's never going to win the Browns.
I'll be honest. I don't know. I think he's done.
Baker Mayfield is better than the other options that are available for Cleveland. That's the situation that they're in.
Here's my thing. I don't know because
that's if he signs the dotted line on the contract.
Here's the thing. I don't know if they sign him because they have I think the Ravens have the 12th pick. They have the 13th pick in the draft. So, Justin Fields went around that pick. Mac Jones went around that pick. So I mean, there's guys they could draft and that will probably would be better than Baker Mayfield. Unfortunately, that's how bad this season was for him. So I'm saying it's not like they have the 27th or late 20s again. They're in the prime picks for the quarterback. So I mean, honestly, if they think that there's a guy that fit their team well, I think it's easier for them to get rid of Baker than it would be to sign him and just roll with him.
Another problem here, because I think Kenny Pickett or Matt Corral is going to be gone by pick 2. I think the Lions take a quarterback.
No, I don't. I ain't gonna lie. I think pick at least. I think 2 of the first 3 picks are both ends. I think it'd be Kevon Thibodeau and Aiden. I think Aiden Hutchinson would probably be the first overall pick to Duval. Okay, and then I think that the Lions probably would take. I don't know though. They probably would take quarterback.
I mean, would you rely on Jared Goff for another year?
I mean, it honestly just depends because, like here's my thing. Jared Goff was not that bad for the Rams because he had weapons. He wasn't great, but he was not shitty. I mean, he wasn't the worst quarterback ever. But once again, who did he have? Trevor Lawrence shit the bed, but I think it's too early to call him. I think it's too early to call Trevor Lawrence a bust because who the fuck did he have?
Now I am a fan of Amon-Ra St. Brown now. Me and De'Aaron
were saying that he was a dog ever since day one. I don't know if it's a YouTuber. His name is Cookie Boy 17 or something like that. He drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown to the Lions in Madden before he even got drafted to the Lions, and I was like, oh, he seemed like a beast. I watched his highlight tape. I watched his brother's highlight tape, who's on the Packers, and I was saying, yeah, both of those are dogs. So yeah, and I remember De'Aaron had brought him up.
So here is Jared Goff's stat line.
I am the greatest.
Here's Jared Goff's stat line for the 2021 season. He completed 67.2% of his passes, which is the highest of his career. He had 3,245 passing yards, which is the lowest of his career. 19 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Yeah, hold on, wait. I said Jared Goff was trash this year because he had nobody. That's why he was trash. That's what I'm saying. Like here's my thing. He was by no means he was a middle of the pack quarterback his whole career so far, but also he was on a running team for a while. So I mean that's like that. He was Tannehill, which I don't think Tannehill was shitty at all. I think the Bengals showed him up, but I don't think Tannehill's trash. I think he's better than Kirk Cousins. Facts, you hear me?
I couldn't find a number, but I think it was upwards of $100 million deal that Baker said no to at the beginning of the year. I know we're way.
Bro, he just, you know what I'm saying? He just got Dennis Schroeder. The Lakers offered Dennis Schroeder $82 million contract. He said, no, I'm worth more than that, and he got $5 million from the Celtics. That's what happened to Baker Mayfield because he didn't take the offer when it was on the table. So if he does go back to Cleveland, it's going to be for less.
Yes, and I
think it's going to be for less, but I don't think Baker leaves because I don't think Cleveland has another shot. Like I don't.
To me,
they're not in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. They're not in the Russell Wilson sweepstakes.
But that's the thing. Because is Baker gonna sign that deal, knowing that he's going to a free agency where quarterbacks are needed and other teams?
That's what I'm saying. He didn't play his. You asked if he played his last game as a Browns quarterback. I said no because that's their only option. They're not getting Aaron Rodgers. They're not getting Russell Wilson. They're not getting Deshaun.
So they're going to pay him the more money.
I would.
You're not starting over.
Starting
over with the roster that they have.
So you're saying that the Browns are going to offer Baker the deal he wants. That's what you're saying.
They're going to offer him a deal to keep him, and he's going to be the Browns quarterback for the next 5 years.
I don't think he signs it. That's what I'm saying. I think they offer Baker. I don't think Baker takes it. That's what I'm saying.
Either that's gonna happen, or look. I think he's on to something. I think he's gonna end up signing with the team. All of it's gonna be like, okay, cool. And then I don't know if it's gonna be a signing trade this year, or they're probably gonna sign him. And then once like some pops on the table, like with the whole, the wide receivers available or this quarterback available, that's when it's gonna happen. That they're gonna boom, he's out of here.
Watch the Browns trade with the Titans so they can and Tannehill and Baker Mayfield switch spots because I think Tannehill's on his way out the door in Tennessee too.
Me too. But I think to me, I don't know. Like
you lost your third straight playoff game at home when you are the favorited team in that game, and you throw 3 picks in the game that you lose. I think Tannehill is numbered in Tennessee.
To me, that's not really a hot take. What was a hot take before the playoffs started, but now, it wasn't a hot take at all. But now it is. It's Jimmy G. I don't know. Like, I feel like Jimmy G would be better than a lot of other places than what he is now. I think he's gone.
Russell Wilson puts on a Titans uniform next year. Watch.
I mean,
Sierra would like Nashville, and it's really crazy that his wife is depicting on where he's going to go if he gets traded. That's crazy, but. They got a good roster. They got a good defense. I would say great defense. They got a really good receiver in AJ Brown. Got to give him his props. You got Julio. You got Derek.
Julio is ass. Do not mention his name, bro. Julio is ass. That Westbrook dude had a better year than Julio. Julio was fucking cracked this year. I ain't gonna lie, he was butt.
Well, Julio's getting old too.
Yeah, I know that's his excuse, but he's not good.
Can I just say, did y'all see Lamar Jackson got signed to the Bears?
He's so lame.
The DB
from the New York Jets, Lamar Jackson signed with the Chicago Bears.
I don't know.
I think that's the best fit. I like Russell Wilson in Tennessee next year to put them over that hump and finally.
But does Sierra like that fit? But does Sierra like that fit? I understand, but it's Sierra.
Music cities in the world.
I know, and I agree with you 100%. But Sierra's the final decision.
Nashville's whole city is built on music. Like,
I know.
Everybody is in music.
I know, but I'm saying that's the be all end all. He could end up in Houston.
All right, look. So I don't know if Austin heard me, but this is my thing. Even though Trevor Lawrence didn't have a good year, he's not a bust in my opinion. It's too early because DJ Chark got hurt too early. Laviska Shenault kind of fell off a little bit, because he didn't have anything. His receiving running back that he was saying, he's teaming up with Travis Etienne again. Oh my God! And he gets hurt. Like all his weapons were gone by week 2. Yeah. And then his head coach gets fired in the middle of the season. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a right season for him.
Here's the thing: Trevor Lawrence didn't have a great year. I'm going to pull up his stats real quick. He didn't have a great year at all.
Jeffrey, just wake me up when we're done talking about that bust.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a bust at all.
Here's what I gotta say on the Trevor Lawrence situation. He had the worst situation out of any rookie quarterback in the history of
I
the NFL.
don't know because Zach Wilson's was bad too. That's my thing. The number one and number two pick both went into terrible situations. What you expect?
I would any day of the week. I would rather be in New York in the Jets than I would have been.
You ain't saying that because the Jets beat the Bengals. So I'm just kidding, but.
No. I'm saying I would rather be in the situation Zach Wilson's in because I didn't have to be under Urban Meyer for the first 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 13 weeks of the season. Urban Meyer's the worst head coach in NFL history, and he was Trevor Lawrence's head coach for majority of the season.
Okay,
that's fucking crazy.
Okay, so we're talking about him being in a fucking crazy situation. So the fucking NFL MVP has to be Derek Carr then. Because he was in an even fucked up situation too, and he took his team to the playoffs.
Right, but
and he wasn't a number one draft pick.
Oh no! You can't say shit like that. Darren Waller's better than every fucking player on Jacksonville combined. Okay, so I mean, so was Hunter
Renfrow. You lost your first round wide receiver week 7.
No.
You lost your head coach.
No, I'm saying
you lose your fucking first round. Did
DJ Chark even play this year?
Hold on.
DJ Chark didn't.
So he got hurt in the preseason.
That's what I'm saying. So his number one receiver was gone. Their second first round pick gone. Their defense gone. Like everything was just gone. Head coach gone.
Before we go on. Trevor Lawrence completed 59.6 of his passes, basically 60% of completion percentage, 3,641 yards, 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was not a pretty year whatsoever, but it's too early to call him bust. Once again, you switch him with Mac Jones. I think he would do the same thing. Mac Jones had an amazing defense. His wide receiver core shocked me to God holy hell that receiver core actually was good. He won a game where he threw 3 fucking passes and ended up winning. Okay, because his running backs were that good, Mac Jones. So Mac Jones walked in the best situation, and that's why he's the best quarterback. You put Lance in that situation. You put any other rookie. You put Jordan Love in that situation.
Same who you can put in that situation? Derek Carr.
I'm just saying, like you comparing Derek Carr, but Derek Carr had a top 10 receiver, had a top 3 tight end. He had weapons. No, Trevor Lawrence didn't have weapons. He didn't have any weapons.
Robinson had a great year.
But okay. I'm not talking about running backs.
Laviska Shenault had a great year.
No.
Laviska Shenault had a great year.
No, Laviska Shenault did not have a good year. The only reason his year looked decent is because he became a number one receiver. That's the only reason why.
It's different being an 8-year. You just compare Trevor Lawrence to Derek Carr. It's different being an 8-year pro to being a rookie in the NFL.
Are you not the same guy at the beginning of the season that was comparing Trevor Lawrence to Peyton fucking Manning?
Because I said in the future, but Peyton Manning had listen to this.
No. That's a draft comparison. That's what you do. Everyone was saying
even throughout the year. Oh, look at Peyton Manning's rookie year stat.
Check this out.
You can compare anybody to anybody.
No. See, I don't think you just said that Derek Carr was in a bad situation, and he took his team to the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence was but to me, Derek Carr was in a cakewalk compared to Trevor Lawrence. He had a healthy, talented team. Trevor Lawrence did not. I don't give a fuck about the front office shit. I'm talking about team. I don't care about the front office shit. I do not care.
Here, I got a couple questions for you. All right? What's better, 59.6% completion percentage or 56.7% completion percentage? 59?
I know what you're saying.
Trevor Lawrence had 3,623 passing yards. This player had 3,739 passing yards.
Right.
26 touchdowns, which is 14 more than Trevor Lawrence, and 28 interceptions, which is 11 more than Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. And that was Peyton fucking Manning.
I know.
Wait.
I know.
Okay, no, hold on. He said Laviska Shenault had an amazing season. He only had 600 yards and 0 touchdowns. That's not an amazing season.
I didn't say amazing. I said a good season.
No. I would say no, he didn't. And also, Marvin Jones Jr. was his number one receiver with 800 yards and 4 touchdowns. So he didn't have a tight end at all. They traded for a team's backup tight end in the middle of the season for Dan Arnold. Like, he didn't have anybody. Like literally, he didn't have anybody. Well, okay, DJ Chark played 4 games this year, and he had 2 touchdowns in those 4 games.
Let me just put it this.
And he had 100
Let me just put it like this. If next year is underwhelming for Trevor Lawrence, I don't want to hear nothing.
Okay, here's my thing. He has to have a healthy team. Once again.
That's what I'm saying. Next year they should be healthy, right?
Hopefully.
If they're healthy
This
next year, okay.
this player-
If he has a healthy team next year and he still shits the bed, can you guys please say I'm right?
Yeah.
It actually depends. Like, bust
Player-
means that he's the fuck up. He was not the fuck up this year whatsoever.
This player, his rookie year, completed 54.1% of his passes, had 4,374 yards, which is way more. I think it's almost 1,000 more than Trevor Lawrence did. 23 touchdowns, 18 interceptions,
Okay.
and that was Andrew Luck. And that's the two quarterbacks that Trevor Lawrence is getting compared to. Very similar numbers. You got to give him
Andrew
more
Luck
time
blew him out the
to figure it
water.
out.
Andrew Luck
I'm
blew
talking
him out
about-
the water.
No,
He had 1,000 more passing yards, like 11 more touchdowns, and one more pick.
Exactly. Blew him out the water.
in lower completion percentage,
And,
though.
yeah, and 5% lower completion percentage.
Come on.
No, I'm just saying, like
I
you're
know
being
what you're
okay.
saying.
Here's my thing. Jeffrey said that Mac Jones was going to be the bust. Was he the bust? Hell no. Right? He's trying to stick with his guns because he said at the beginning of the year Trevor Lawrence going to be the bust, so he's trying to stick with it. You cannot. So he's saying right now, if Devontae Smith got hurt and Kenneth Gainwell was a fat ass bust and Miles Sanders was a bust and Jalen Hurts had the same exact year, you're like, Trey Joe, he sucked. No, you would not be saying that right now. Right? It's just the fact that you're biased because you want him to suck.
I can't label.
I just don't think he had a good year.
Bust off his one rookie year when he
No.
had the worst coach in NFL.
To me, no.
That's why I
No,
said
to
if
me-
he shits the bed next year,
No,
you guys
look.
have to say I'm right.
Here's my thing.
I'll give him another
the-
year. I'll give him another year.
I'm about to say, yeah, next year if he comes out and has a terrible season, then you have all rights to say
No, okay. No, here's my thing. Like I said, it depends because De'Aaron's comparing him to Derek Carr with the whole front office. I don't give a fuck about the front office shit. Look at the team Derek Carr plays on. Okay, I swear, if you put dang, I forgot the tight end's name just like that. Number
Arnold.
no for the Raiders.
Oh,
What's your
Darren
name?
Waller.
Yeah, you put Waller, Hunter Renfro, and Zay Jones.
Shout out Hunter Renfro. by
Right?
the way.
I'm saying you put them in Jaguars uniforms this year. Oh my God, they would have been a total different season. They definitely would have had number one overall pick this year. They probably would have had a better year than the Ravens and Browns because he would have had weapons.
All right.
He had nobody.
Like I said, I'll give him another year, but kind of integrating the topics here. I forget his name, but has the interim head coach for the Raiders, has he earned a head coaching job in the NFL?
Rich Bisaccia.
Rich Bisaccia. Has he earned an NFL
I honestly think it depends because with guys like Brian Flores that got fired for no fucking reason in my opinion, well for dumb reasons, I think I would take him over. So I'm saying like yeah, but I'm saying like that's still dumb because my thing is that like that turnaround at the end of the season was one of the best I've ever seen in my life. 0-7 to winning out.
The 9-7.
Yeah, like
so. Speaking of that, De'Aaron, so there's 8 head coaching jobs right now that are open. There's the New Orleans Saints, the Minnesota Vikings, the Denver Broncos, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Miami Dolphins,
the New York Giants,
Miami Dolphins.
the Miami Dolphins,
And I don't know if you said it, the Bears.
and the Chicago Bears. So out of those 8 teams, who do you think has the most enticing job for a head coach?
You gotta say them all over again because I won't re-listening. So say it one more time. Oh, never mind. You can stop. The Saints, right? Hold on. Well, no, I won't go there. Oh, no, never mind. I take that back because their star players are older, so no.
And also, they have no cap room. They have
and also,
negative money.
I don't like the quarterback position at all. But
Can I be honest for a second? Y'all might look at me weird.
No Bears buying shit.
So the New Orleans Saints, the Minnesota Vikings, the Denver Broncos, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Miami Dolphins, the New York Giants, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm forgetting a team again.
This time I was when that was a list.
Yeah, I said Chicago already, didn't I? No, then Chicago Bears. I keep forgetting the Bears.
Okay.
Bears.
So it was 2 teams you said, and okay. So my number one Vikings. Vikings is my number one. That's why I want to go. You have a lot of future pieces. You can go there, and I feel like a good coach can take that team a very long way. They had a roster to be a really good team. So a good coach will take them a long way. And then second, the Dolphins. Even though the quarterback situation, their receiving core is not the worst in the league. They have a great rookie. Their defense, I'm saying their defense. Javon Holland, that rookie from Oregon, that safety, he was a beast. Like Byron Jones and Xavier Howard, beast. Yeah, the secondary was amazing. I like what Jalen Phillips brought to the table as a rookie linebacker. I forgot. It's like I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think he's number 92 D lineman for them. I don't know. Yeah, he's pretty solid. Like I honestly like the roster a lot. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like
you got weapons to build around. You got Waddle, you got Mike Gesicki, you got
Parker,
Devontae Parker.
Honestly, for me, the Dolphins would be my number one. Yes,
okay, but I got the Vikings number one.
My number
Jettins,
two.
Oh my God,
my number two. And Jeffrey said on some bias shit, and it's honestly not on some bias shit. I like the Chicago Bears roster. I really do. They got a good young quarterback that you can mold into your own. They got a good receiving core that was hurt with injuries.
No, I don't. I hate the receiving core honestly because
I like.
Well, okay, no. I love the receiving core on Madden because there's a whole lot of speed. But Mooney he's just regressed each and every game. I feel like he gets worse to me. And then Allen Robinson doesn't want to play there anymore.
But they're gonna franchise tag.
Damian Byrd, who was the 5th string on the Patriots last season, was their number 2 guy this year. So it's like I like what he brought to the table, but he's not no number 2.
Right. Another positive for the Bears, though, is they have a really good defense.
And that's what I was going to say. They have a really good defense.
Yeah.
You have some things to address in the draft, but you have a higher pick in the draft to address some needs.
I'm not tripping, but their defense is older. Like, they're getting older.
They are, because they still have a...
You got Robert Quinn, Khalil Mack, Jackson. Yeah, they're older.
Adrian Amos.
So, Adrian Amos is there?
Yeah.
I thought he was on the Packers last year, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. No, he wasn't on the Packers last year. He started his career with the Packers and then he signed with the Bears.
Okay,
yeah. Adrian Amos at safety.
Yeah, so I'm saying their defense is older. Yeah, but once again, no. Yeah. But here's my thing. They're young guys. No bias to the Oregon thing, but the young corner from Oregon that came in the Vikings game. What he did against Justin Jefferson was amazing. Justin Jefferson scored a touchdown, but it wasn't on him. And he had Justin Jefferson locked up the whole game. So, yeah, I mean, they do have some youth on the team. So,
and the thing is, here's the problem.
But they suck at drafting, so a new coach would help.
Yeah.
Because that Tevin Jenkins was the worst shit I ever seen in my life. Sorry.
Plus with the Bears, good defense. Good defense with the Bears. Minus with the Bears is bad offensive line, no receiving core.
You know the plus? Here's one thing that I'm going to pound. The reason why I think Joe Mixon is a beast, the reason why I think Najee Harris has one of the brightest futures in the NFL, the reason why, I have zero respect for Ezekiel Elliott is because Joe Mixon and Najee Harris don't have offensive lines. They don't. Mm-hmm. And they're 1,000-yard running backs. Okay? Zeke has the best. Okay? Ass crack. That's why I don't have respect. Leonard Fournette, ass as fuck. I don't care. Giovanni Bernard, ass as fuck. I do not care. He has the best. They run behind the best offensive line. It's gonna happen. Plus, when do you don't expect them to get the ball? You expect Tom Brady to throw that bit. So the one time he hands it off, wow, he gets the 20-yard.
Who else had a 1,000-yard season with a bad O-line?
Who?
David Montgomery.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, and you have a running back like Montgomery. Who you draft because Bears they missed on a lot of picks, but I think they hit with Justin Fields, they hit with David Montgomery,
especially a third rounder.
Yeah, I'm saying it just that Tevin Jenkins pick is really to me it's worse than the Alex Leatherwood. It is. Like, a lot of people might not agree with that.
Alex Leatherwood was terrible.
Tevin Jenkins was just as bad in my opinion.
You want to talk about an early bust? Alex Leatherwood looks like the early bust coming out of this rookie draft.
Yeah.
You want to know who shocked me the most? No, Trevor Lawrence is. You know who shocked me the most? Slater. Rashawn Slater.
Yeah, Rashawn Slater.
No, he is a... Ain't he a Pro Bowler? He's a Pro Bowler, right?
Yes. I don't know if he's a Pro
Bowler. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
He either is or he's a sub.
No, yeah, Creed. De'Aaron. They took Landon Dickerson over.
Creed Humphrey for the Chiefs.
So he's good. Landon Dickerson's so good, though. He's not Creed Humphrey, but he's good.
It's the Eagles. The person drafted after the Eagles picks is the better one. Come on. You know this.
Huh?
Creed Humphrey, the dude.
He's a fucking dog.
Stud.
I like him a lot.
He gave up 0 sacks this year.
Stud.
As a rookie center.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot.
But
capital STUD stud.
The head coaching job that I find the most enticing if I was out there to throw my name in the ring, and that's the Raiders, man. They're
I
all
mean,
like they had a lot of controversy this year.
Yeah, of course.
But within that controversy, they're still a playoff team. They have a stud roster. You have a quarterback. You have a receiving core. You have a run game. You have a defense.
You have one thing that's rare in the NFL, and that's a tight end. I feel like every single team that has a good tight end is at the top of the league. Every time. The Niners are at the top of the league because ever the Chiefs.
Now,
you have a good team. Like
really, they really do.
You're not in a terrible spot.
Now, I got to ask y'all a question. I saw this, and I've been biting my tongue, but I'll figure I'll bring it up now. Like I said, going like this, veering off track to get back on track. I saw this thing, and everybody's saying that the AFC North is the hood of the NFL. How do y'all feel about that?
No, I think, okay. I think a lot of people don't think it is anymore, but I think AFC North is still the hardest division to play in football. And the reason why I say it's hood is because it's the most competitive for a reason. Each and every time they play each other, it's
a brawl.
Yeah, it's like everything's put online even more because like other teams, it's like they don't take it as serious as AFC North. You know that you have to beat these teams to be a playoff team.
Yep.
Like you can have an amazing season, but if you lose to every single one of your division teams and you win every other game, there's a good chance you're not
11-6.
Yeah, you're not going to make the playoffs, and that's not a good play to be.
Best situation right here. Best example. All 4 AFC North teams were in the playoff hunt to like week 15.
Right. Yeah. And we knocked each other out.
Yeah.
The Steelers knocked out both the Browns and the Ravens.
They said that the AFC North gives Black Air Force.
No, and the crazy thing is that if the Steelers would have lost either of those games, we would have been the one knocked out.
Yeah.
Because the Bengals clinched early. But yeah, out of the 3, it could. The crazy thing I seen. Y'all know when it was the Steelers versus the Chiefs, that was the week that if the Steelers would have beat the Chiefs, huh? You said what?
We clinched after beating the Chiefs. That's the second
what was that?
game of the
Yeah, I was about to say, what was that? Was that 16 or 17? Week 17?
17.
No, I'm saying like y'all actually clinched all 3. Like the Ravens, the Browns. The Browns got eliminated week 17.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ravens and the Steelers both could have easily made the playoff. Well, not easy, but they could still. Right. We still had a chance to make the playoffs. But
the Steelers did, yeah.
Mm-hmm, but I forgot what I was about to say. Trying to think, it was something about the playoffs. I was gonna say.
AFC North, all 4 teams until I think the Browns.
Oh, I remember.
Week 16 got eliminated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The only team to clinch that early was the Browns clinched no playoffs.
And that was the week the Steelers beat them.
Yeah. 1 week before we clinched the title.
Yeah. But okay, I remember I was going to say, what, can you look up, come my phone out, what week did the Steelers play the Chiefs? I feel like it was 14, 15-ish, but
it was 16, because you guys lost to them the week before we played them.
Yeah, I think it was 16.
Yeah,
16.
So look. Now listen to this. I put this on my life. So I remember the Ravens and the Browns both lost that week. The Bengals lost too. So if the Steelers would have beat the Chiefs that week, we would have been number 1 in the division.
No, we won that week.
Oh, but I'm saying because remember we had a tie, so you guys had 1 more loss than us, and the Browns had 2 more losses than us, and the Ravens had this. I think they had one less than us, 1 more than us too. So if we had to beat the Chiefs, we would have jumped to number 1 in the AFC North. But obviously we lost. So I'm saying I remember watching that game please, we win this game, we're gonna be number 1. So the Bengals had this big explosion. Still did not be number 1. So that's what I was excited for that. But yeah, we lost the game and then the Bengals clinched that big win.
Week before the Chiefs is when we played the Ravens and when Joe Burrow had 525 yards.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that the Bengals swept the Steelers. Did y'all sweep every? No, the Browns beat you the last game because nobody played.
No, the Browns swept them.
Yeah.
They went 4-2. Swept, got swept.
Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Yeah. We got the Steelers got swept by the Bengals and swept for the Ravens and the Browns.
We swept both you guys and Baltimore, and then we got swept by Cleveland.
Yeah, and then we got that's how competitive it is. That's the crazy part.
And the crazy part is Baltimore got swept by the Bengals and the Steelers, but I think they swept the Browns.
I think so.
I think so.
But
yeah, wait, hold on. The first time they played was Case Keenum, wasn't it? I think the
think
first
so.
time they played this year, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean that counts, but it don't count.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah,
Well, yeah, because our last game that we played the Browns was Week 18. Where
yeah, and nobody. Jamar Chase was out there to break a record, right? And then he was off the field for the rest of the game. Yeah.
He caught one pass for 12 yards, and we took him out.
Yeah, it was the same thing with Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams played Week 18 to break that record, and he ran off the field with the ball after he made his catch.
Tom Brady and
Right.
Gronk. Once Gronk hit his incentives, they took him out the game
Yeah.
in Week 18.
Right.
Well, they had Gronk playing. Tom Brady went out there by himself to help Gronk because he wasn't supposed to play.
AFC North is by far the hardest division to play in.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, there wasn't one division game this year. Well, out of all the divisions, okay, obviously, anytime the Cowboys is playing a division rival is going to be a good game because here's one thing about the Cowboys that I hated all year. They played at their competition. I hated that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got better at it towards the end of the season, but whenever they were going against a team that they were way better than, they would have a million mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But then the game where Cooper Rush was out there and they were the big underdog, they were playing a good team, they showed out. They had a big game, and I feel like that's how it was all year, and that's why the 49ers were able to hang in the game and beat them at the end because yeah, like you can't play with your competition, you can't play with your food. You got to just win the game.
And the actual elephant in the room that I wanted to address was does the NFL need to change its overtime rules? Does that need to happen?
No.
Everybody.
No, I hate how everybody keeps saying that there was nothing Josh Allen can do. Nigga could have said heads. The fuck?
This is what I say. You have two options. One, keep the overtime rules the same. Two, here's what you do. Put 15, play 4 quarters, 60 minutes down. Put 15 minutes back on the clock. You play a fifth quarter. Regular football. If you score, the other team gets the ball. Regular football, 15 minutes. If the score is still tied, guess what? You play another fucking quarter. Eventually, a team is gonna fucking win the game.
Yeah.
Just keep playing 15-minute quarters until a team wins. Or you keep the overtime rules the same. That's the only two options I can see here.
Well, I like the.
I love overtime rules. I do. I've always was a fan of overtime rules. Postseason, regular season, they pitch. I don't like ties. I've never liked the ties. But at the same time, I do like. No, like the funny thing is, Najee Harris looked like a fool this year because after the Steelers and Lions ended in the tie, it was an interview. He's talking about, should I still have my equipment on? I was ready to keep playing. I didn't know you could end in a tie. I remember I saw T.J. Watt them take off their helmets, they're moping, and you saw Najee. He was bouncing up and down. I'm looking like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, game is over. Take your ass to the locker room.
Now, I disagree with that, Jeffrey, because I think there should I can understand the ties in the NFL because the NFL is such a violent sport.
Exactly, yeah.
If you play an extra quarter, you could risk catastrophic injury to your most valuable players.
Right.
So I do understand after that time period is up to end in a tie because you're saving people's bodies. But when you're in the playoffs and there is no tomorrow if you lose, just put another 15 minutes back on the clock and see what they can do. If the score's still tied after the 15 minutes, put another 15 minutes back on the clock.
Yeah.
Keep running this bitch up. If we play 9 quarters, there will be a tie broken eventually. It's just going to take 9 quarters to do it.
I am a fan of college's overtime though, because especially how I don't know when they changed it, but basically, yeah, it was this year with the Auburn Alabama game was my favorite game of the year, because they went to 4th overtime. No, the third one it started 2 minute. They were just doing 2-point conversions.
Yep.
And both teams converted 2-point conversion, and then the 4th overtime, Alabama converted theirs, and they stopped Auburn. So it was I like those rules. Those are fun to watch.
Let me make a little change to that. In the overtime, 15-minute quarter, game doesn't stop. Here's the caveat to overtime in the playoffs. You can't kick. No punts, no field goals. If you get a 4th down, you got to convert, or the other team gets the ball where you turn the ball over. If you score a touchdown, you got to go for 2 every single time. You cannot kick the ball.
Yeah.
Put 15 minutes on the clock, no punts, no field goals. You'll get a fucking winner eventually.
No. My favorite overtime this year as a Steelers fan was against the Seahawks. I'm not going to lie. T.J. Watt for MVP, bro. Because I don't give a damn. His season this year was fucking incredible.
Actually, speaking of that, let's jump into that.
No bias shit.
Who do you guys have NFL MVP for the 2021?
Well, I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I feel like do you think it's going to be Rodgers back-to-back? because I feel like that's it.
Who do you have? Don't say who it's going
to Okay. Who do I have? Well, once again, on everything I keep saying Rodgers number one on everything. So I honestly think it's just going to be Rodgers. But who I wanted to be, T.J. Watt. I mean, he tied the sack record in less games. He was tied for he was number one in sacks this year. He had more sacks by himself than the whole entire Atlanta Falcons team. Think about that. Okay, so he was okay. My phone's dead, but he was number one in QB hits. He was tied for number one in fumble recoveries. He was tied for third in forced fumbles. He was tied for second in QB pressures. Like, he literally was. So I think it's a given defensive player of the year. But I think with the type of season he had, he was the most valuable player of football this year. I think you take him off our roster, we lose every game.
Forced fumbles tied for third, first in sacks, and tied assisted tackles, solo tackles. I'm trying to find the other ones that you was talking about.
It's a QB hits. He was number one.
Yeah,
he was tied for number one QB hits.
I went to Pro Football Focus because they have that stuff.
What? So for me, my NFL MVP this year would probably have been Jonathan Taylor. I think he had 1,781 rushing yards.
I don't know if MVP. I say offensive player of the year, but I would love if he got MVP. But I mean,
he put that Indianapolis Colts team on his back.
Yeah, he did.
Season. And the only reason they lost to Jacksonville in Week 18 was because they only gave him the ball, I think, 8 times.
But that's because he was getting clamped. Like, I don't know, those 8 times he wasn't doing much with it because
Josh Allen is a dog.
Yeah, but you gotta if he had 1,700 rushing yards, you're telling me if he wasn't looking good after 8 carries, you're gonna cut him
right.
off.
I was about to say I don't think it will. Obviously, I don't believe in that because I don't know if you guys watching the Steelers game this year. Najee would go for 20 carries in a row, 2 yards, and then he would get a 40-yarder or something. You're like, he's alive.
Well, I don't know because I feel like it is depending on the situation because, they only gave him the ball 8 times. But if you give your guy the ball 8 times, right, and let's say he has 8 carries at the end of the first half, well, at halftime, weren't they down like 20 points?
Yeah,
so you kind of have to throw the ball.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah,
it's situational. Like if it's still
there
a
was 2 picks thrown in the first quarter, so the Jacksonville did run up the score a little bit. But I think first half it was 2 picks. I think.
Okay. Against the Jaguars, he had 15 carries for 77 yards. He was averaging 5.1 yards a carry.
That's actually pretty solid.
Yeah, that's solid.
But they only gave him the ball 15 times. Every game he was averaging 25.
Here's my thing, though. Okay, here's my thing. This is not valid whatsoever, but I'm saying I feel like as Indianapolis fans, that's probably their excuse is because everybody knows they should have won that game. Like they shouldn't have gave Jonathan Taylor too much of a workload because he was going to be the biggest key for them in the playoffs if they won that game. But at the same time, once you notice that you're down, it's time to get your guy the ball. But once again, it turns you can't run the ball when you're down late in the game or even in the second half.
Right. Here's my take on it. This is the reason why I think they didn't give him the ball enough in that game against Jacksonville. They gave up a lot of shit for Carson Wentz, and I think they wanted the front office and Frank Reich wanted to push that narrative that Carson Wentz was the reason the Colts made it to the playoffs. Yeah. So they were leaning on him against Jacksonville to get them into the playoffs so that way they could.
And it would pick City.
Even though we gave up our first round pick this year, at least we made the playoffs. And then they relied on Carson too much, and it ended up costing them the playoffs. And now they were sitting at home in wild card weekend.
And hey, one guy talked a lot of shit about this last season, and I had a lot of good reason. Did have a turnaround. Michael Pittman, man, he turned it around this year. He was actually, but once again, because the run game was so good that you had to focus on that more in the pass game. But I remember Chase Claypool was messing with him, talking about the guy. He said this guy's talking. It was on Destroy. They were doing 1-on-1s. And he was like, did you score a touchdown this year? De'Aaron knows about Chase Claypool. 4 touchdowns in the game. Something like.
All right, so De'Aaron, who do you guys your MVP?
Cooper Kupp. Cooper fucking Kupp.
Nah, I mean, he had an amazing year.
Yeah, I can't be mad at it. The only thing is it's really hard for a receiver to win the trophy because, he has to get the ball thrown to him.
Yeah.
But his yak yards is the main reason. Them yards after catch is phenomenal.
Winning those awards, there's a reason there's only been 5 receivers to ever win the Heisman because they have to get the ball thrown to them.
Right, so you need a good quarterback in order for you to be good, is what everybody assumes.
Right. So, like, I can't be mad at it. I would love to see a receiver win the NFL MVP. That'd be really cool. It's just, it's really
like
hard.
I say, like my thing is, I feel like it's gonna be Rodgers back to back, and that would be amazing. But if I got to choose, I would want it to be a defensive player like T.J. Watt, because the type of year he's had. I mean, it's like I don't see this happening again for another 20 years. Type of season he's had, unless he does it again. You know what I mean? Because I'm saying, like the last time someone got that many sacks was 2001, right? Is when Strahan got it. Yeah, Strahan had the record in 2001 for 2020. Like, the thing is that, to me, I think he broke it, but they didn't count the one where Snoop fell and he touched him on the ground. They didn't count that as a sack. Mm-hmm. But if that would have been counted, then technically he broke it. But I mean, to me, still, if he was 0.5 off, that's still amazing. Having the only other person, I mean, his brother did it, but his brother didn't tie the record. But still, just. Right. But yeah, I think a lot of people are saying Micah Parsons still. If you think Micah Parsons still deserves Defensive Player of the Year, okay, Defensive Rookie is one thing, but Defensive Player it's not even close in my opinion.
Right.
I'm trying to find it, but where is it at?
What are you looking for?
His yak yards.
No,
See, the only way,
because I thought I saw some and it said like Cooper Kupp had like 1,200 yak yards after the catch.
The only way I see Cooper Kupp, or not Cooper Kupp, but the only way I see a receiver winning the MVP is if they put up 2,000 receiving yards, which has never been done in ever.
Yeah.
Like, if you go out there and you do something that has never been done before, then I can see you getting it. Like, I mean, fucking Randy Moss had 25 receiving touchdowns one year, 23 receiving touchdowns. He didn't get MVP, and then Megatron with Matt Stafford had 1,964. Yeah. He was like that close to 2,000. He didn't win MVP.
I know, but you said my MVP, Cooper Kupp.
Right,
1,200 yak yards, 1947, just over 100 catches. Like, he deserves it.
All right, so who are your guys' offensive player of the year?
So we can't pick our MVP for OC.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
that's mine.
I think you can, but usually they don't.
Yeah, I would say Jonathan Taylor as well.
And then I would go Aaron Rodgers because Jonathan Taylor is the MVP. Usually they do. You can give them both, but usually they give it different because that way somebody else gets the award. And then defensive player of the year, I think we're all T.J. Watt. I'm pretty sure.
T.J. Watt.
Now, Jeffrey, would you go different on defense?
No. I think if T.J. Watt wins MVP, he'll be both. Because he saw how many things he was number one in. I think he's just defensive player of the year.
All right, so who's the offensive rookie of the year?
Jamar Chase.
I say Jamar Chase.
I say Jamar.
Jamar Chase.
I say Jamar.
Okay. What's the top three? Let's say the top three finalists for it. Who do you think it is?
Waddle,
Jamar Chase Harris, 1, Mac Jones 2, Najee Harris 3.
Yeah. I mean that's probably what I would. I would go Najee too, honestly, because. No, matter of fact,
I probably.
I don't know. To me, but they're tied for a second, honestly, because I mean, I feel like either if Jamar Chase wouldn't have won, that would. I mean, if he didn't have a amazing season, that would have probably been the biggest debate going on right now.
Can I be honest and just say my top three?
Yeah.
Number 1, Jamar Chase. Number 2, Creed Humphrey. Number 3, Najee Harris. Creed Humphrey is my number 2.
Devontae Smith, I was gonna have
no, Creed Humphrey, bro. Creed Humphrey. That you can't pass that up. Like,
he was But I thought he was going to say Devontae Smith. I was going to have you smack the shit out of him because Devontae Smith didn't even have 1,000 receiving yards. There's no way.
Yeah, okay. Here's one thing. Is AJ Terrell Jr. the Falcons cornerback is better than Trevon Diggs. You heard it here first. He's way better than Trevon Diggs. I'm sorry.
Right, and then defensive rookie of the year,
Micah Parsons.
Pretty much unanimous. Micah Parsons.
Javon Holland second.
I'm going Javon Holland.
He's not winning over Parsons because everyone before.
It might be a little biased, but I don't care.
No, look, week 15, 16, and 17, everyone said Micah Parsons was clear-cut defensive player of the year, and T.J. Watt had an amazing week 17 and 18. So they were like, "Oh, okay, it has to be him." So I think.
And then, who's your guys' comeback player of the year?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
I think pre-playoffs I had Dak. I'm not gonna lie. Pre-playoffs I had Dak. But since Dak shit the fucking mat shit everywhere, I got Joe Burrow.
I think Joe Burrow had a better regular season than Dak did.
Yeah, I'm just saying his team. You
story.
Yeah, I'm saying you think personally that a Bengals player would win anything over a Cowboys player if it was close. No. I mean, nothing against the Bengals. It's just the Cowboys is America's team. Like, eat a dick.
I got you. Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah,
Right,
so.
So that's all the. I think that's all the awards they give out.
Mm-hmm.
No, Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Yeah, but I mean that's just.
That's Cam Hayward.
That's Cam. It's Cam Hayward.
Nah, he do be.
I do see it. Yeah, he does a lot of shit.
He do be always. I mean, not Najee did some stuff for his little community, but he didn't even win our team's Walter Payton Man of the Year. Cam Hayward did.
Sam Hubbard.
Jason Kelsey.
No, I'm saying no. I love Joe Burrow and Sam Hubbard's story the most because they grew up Bengals fans. Then they both went to Ohio State. Now Joe Burrow had to transfer because he didn't want to sit, and then he got drafted right back. So I think that was amazing. And Hubbard growing up a Cincinnati Bengals fan, going to Ohio State, getting drafted to his favorite team. I mean,
now hold on.
That's literally perfect.
Hold on. Kevin Huber grew up in Cincinnati, went to UC, and then got drafted by the Bengals. That motherfucker didn't leave Cincinnati.
Sam Hubbard went to St. X.
Yeah.
And Kevin Huber went to Elder, went to UC, and then got drafted by the Bengals. That motherfucker didn't leave Cincinnati. He stayed in Cincinnati his whole life.
Yeah, so I'm saying like
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm saying
that
like those are perfect scenarios. Well, I got to get up in a few hours, so
I gotta go.
Yeah.
So it was a cool podcast. We got to get back into it.
Yeah, I think Friday. If we're doing, are we doing it this Friday?
No. Should we do it?
It's up to y'all. I feel like next time we do it, it's gonna be a way longer one than what this is.
I work until
so we'll do it next Friday.
Okay, next Friday.
So here we go. Before we go, scores for the championship games.
I'm going 26-24 Bengals lose, and I'm going for the Rams and the Niners. I'm gonna say 31-17 Rams pull it off.
All right, Jeffrey.
Okay. I don't know. Like, here's my thing. Do I want the Bengals to win? Yes. But do I think they're going to win in the Chiefs Stadium? I don't know. But, okay, here we go. I got 31-27 Bengals. I think the 2-point conversion at the end of the game by Joe Mixon will win it. Feel me? That's why it's 31. And then I got...
You mean 29-27?
No. I'm saying they got 2-point conversion, so Patrick Mahomes had to go down and score a touchdown, and he couldn't.
Okay.
Anyway, and then I got... I got a 42-35 Niners. So
high scoring game.
Yeah, I think of course it's gonna be a high scoring game because Jalen Ramsey can't guard Debo.
I got the NFC Championship. I got 31-17 Rams. I think the Rams are they're just man. I don't know. I can't bet against Matthew Stafford until he proves me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I've seen this. Okay, so. I have this score that has been in my head for the last 3 days. Okay? I've played Madden for the last 3 days, and every time I simulate this AFC Championship game, I've simulated this game because when I do franchise modes, I always do like the next year, so I always make sure I do the full year the same way. So when I get to the AFC Championship game, I just let the Madden sim out everything. I've done like 10 franchises in the last couple days. 7 of the 10 times, the same score has popped up in the AFC Championship game. So, I got the Bengals 35-30 going to the Super Bowl and beating Kansas City in Arrowhead. I've seen 35-30 everywhere. So that's my score prediction right there for the AFC Championship game.
I say 26-24. I say Patrick Mahomes on a game-winning drive.
Here's my thing right here. I don't know about you guys, but once again, I just recently got right back into football fully. But this was probably the most entertaining playoffs. I know for Austin, obviously, because his team is balling. But I'm saying, let's say the Bengals were the Browns, right? This was still because all these walk-off field goals, 13 seconds left, push it to overtime. You know what I mean? It's been so many amazing moments.
We never talked about that story, the greatest fucking story in the fucking NFL.
You talking about Money Mac?
My man's fucking takes a swing of the leg, leans back and goes, well, we're going to the AFC Championship.
No,
come on!
No, what freaked me out is the fact that he didn't watch it go in. He kicked it, and who's the holder's name? What's the holder?
Kevin Huber.
Yeah, he kicked it. He saw it go up, and before he was like... And he started getting his helmet tapped on before he even watched it go in. Like the wind could have, and it was wraps.
30 seconds on the fucking clock, and Ryan Tannehill throws a pick We got 30 seconds.
No, that catch from you talking about the catch from Jamar Chase?
After getting sacked 9 times, the first play, Jamar Chase runs a great route, gets wide open. Right. Takes one play to get.
No, but my thing is, didn't that play go under review and he got like 4 feet in, and I was like, why the fuck did that go under review? What the fuck?
Like this whole, and then
he caught it on the numbers and it went under review.
Right, and then the last.
Like damn, they was trying to cheat.
In the last 2 minutes of Buffalo Kansas City game, there was 25 points scored plus overtime. There was 33 points scored, including overtime.
No, 32.
32.
They didn't kick the field goal. 32.
32. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like I said, to me, if that was a Super Bowl game, oh my, people broke shit.
The fucking 49ers won when they didn't even score an offensive touchdown. Their special teams fucking scored the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, that block punt.
Yep.
No, that was a crazy. That was the craziest block punt.
A block punt.
No, that was the craziest block punt I've ever seen in my life because it wasn't like he dove. No, the lineman just put his arm up and hit it. Nobody knew where the ball was at. The guy that scored, he's looking over here, and then everyone was like, "Oh," he was like,
and then
scooped it up and got in the end zone.
Right, even the last fucking game, Tom Brady's down 27-3.
Comes all the way back,
ties it up, and then. When he ties it up, fucking Matthew Stafford bombs that bitch 70 yards down the field and wins the damn game. And he walks out of there to go to the end zone. Like this whole week.
No, that catching on that last drive from Odell was underrated. That one hand catching when he had his toes tapped and he had the ball like that and he kind of just fell out of bounds like that. I was like, oh shit, okay, Odell, he's back,
dude. Dude, it was a
some of the best playoffs I've ever seen. No, I'm saying it was something like
it was a great.
Me personally. I really got to enjoy it even more since I had no bias. You know what I mean? Austin? Like now that I had zero bias to any of the games, honestly. Like I told my mom was like, "Who do you want to win?" So she says Jeffrey Simmons reminds her how I played. That's what she claims, right? So she said it was fun watching her son, and he had a damn good game. But she asked me who do I want to win, the Bengals or the Titans. I was like, honestly, I don't care who wins. I just want to see a good game, and that was a really good game all the way to the end.
And like. This playoffs has been so good that I gave my fiance a fucking anxiety attack because when the Bengals kicked the field goal to win it, me, mom, and dad were screaming so loud that she had a panic attack because we were screaming that loud. Like this has been the greatest fucking.
Yeah, I know people who left work because bars and stuff there was gonna be sales and all this stuff going on to celebrate and shit.
Gary Owen refused to get on stage to do a comedy show until after the Bengals game was over, so they lower a screen down and everybody watches the Bengals game at the comedy club, and then as soon as they kick the game-winning field goal, Gary Owen comes running out screaming and hollering, high-fiving the fans. It's like it was just crazy.
I called De'Aaron after we kicked the game-winning field goal and we were celebrating, and De'Aaron was on the phone. After a while, about 10 minutes after we kicked the field goal, I'm standing around, I'm looking around the living room, I'm like, where the fuck did I put my shirt? I lost my shirt. Like, I took my shirt off, and I threw it in celebration, and I lost it. I couldn't find it for a few minutes.
I ain't never seen Pat Kenny so nervous in my life. I've known that man for 21 years, and I gave high five to Fabio, like the quick little ones where you're just like, yeah. My man's came running at me, two-handed fucking slap. I broke both wrists. And, I was like, holy shit. He was like a fucking toddler again. I was like, holy fuck.
I always mess with my dad and say he only a Bengals fan when they were winning, but he was super excited too. And the thing is that, so I was watching it down here, and I was playing the game on my PC, watching it here. And when I saw it, like, my phone was still down here, the controller was in the air, I ran upstairs. I was like, Dad, you saw that shit? You saw that shit? And the thing is, I'm not even a Bengals fan, but I was happy as fuck too. Like, shit, they won. What the fuck? I don't care if the Lions make it to the playoffs next year. If the Lions make it to the playoffs next year, I'm going to do the same shit for the Lions because it's just the story. The story of that shit is just crazy.
Right. The greatest thing right now about being a Bengals fan is we're America's team right now because if we win on Sunday, we stop Jackson Mahomes from being in the Super Bowl and making it.
They talking about no, but also you know one thing, you know one guy that isn't a Bengals fan that was rooting and saying talking. Drew Brees has been. I don't know if you've seen it. He's been giving the Bengals the props all year long. He they asked him like the round one. They asked him who he had. He said he had Cincinnati. They asked him against Tennessee. He said he had Cincinnati. And like everybody else was like, are you serious, Cincinnati? I mean, they're hot right now, but I don't see the young team winning in the playoffs. And he was like, no, but he likes Joe Burrow. Yep. So I mean,
Joe Burrow's got his stamp of approval. But we're gonna end it here. It was really great talking to everybody, but we got to get going.
Yeah.
Hopefully, not next Friday, but the Friday after. Tune in. We're gonna be.
Yeah,
back.
I'm saying we're 100% gonna be back next Friday. I mean, we could be back before that. Who knows? But I know next time we go, I want to make a long one. Like, I want to have videos ready. Like, you guys can send me videos. I'm gonna have them pre-pulled up so we can click on stuff. Because I have a feel about Najee of some scary ass hits, but his body is just unbelievable because he's young and didn't get hurt. But if that shit happened to fucking any other player, if that happened to me, I'm broke the fuck up.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm saying we has videos, some clips, stuff like that pulled up. So I definitely want to have that kind of stuff.
We're getting back into the swing of
Catch y'all
things.
later.